Huh. It says we're live. I don't believe it. Not until I go and see it for myself. Let us see. Did it work? Okay. Okay. Seems to have worked for part of it. Okay. Public. Maybe it worked. Who knows? See, that looks normal. Ish, you know, for me, that's normal. There he is. Oh my gosh. It worked. Oh my goodness gracious. See. Do I have... Yeah, I think I got both chats. That's good. These are good things. What are we doing here? I have no idea. Hey, Queenie. Hello. Fellow bald brother. Ah, king. In so many ways. Okay, so today we're just chilling on a Saturday. I was going to play some more Pokemon, but I'm going to have to do a lot of that when the DLC comes out. Plus, on Tuesday, I'm going to have to beat a large portion of the, like, post story. So what I wanted to do was I wanted to share a bunch of, like, not obscure quizzes, but, like, quizzes and tier lists and stuff like that that I found. And we all just have a good time. So I'm going to toss them in the chats. If people want to, like, follow along, they can. You absolutely don't have to. This first one is juicy. This first one is determining your favorite Pokemon by process of elimination. So, like, this whole thing is just, like, chocked full of stuff. And I'm going to go through, and I'm going to find my fave Pokemon. I cannot choose my main man, okay? I cannot choose Wartortle. That's the thing. I got to choose someone who's not my, like... the one that I empathize with most. Just gotta be a straight fave. I'm gonna move this screen so I can see better. I've already got my glasses on. I can't see a damn thing. Hey, Cookbook for Stars. Thanks for the subscribe. Good afternoon, Patrottling. Good day to you, Aeronite. This one's so hard. Might need to do it again to see how different on the second go. Yeah, generally. Hello, Peter. What are we doing on this fine stream? We are just going to work on some stuff together. I've got a whole bunch of, like, quizzes that I looked up, and just in general, like, some fun stuff we can do. So, like, this first one is literally just, like, something that someone created in GitHub to help, by process of elimination, you find your actual favorite Pokemon. I've got another one. It's a tier list of the worst Pokemon that exist, and then we're going to rank them based on some criteria. I'm going to get everyone to sort of vote on what they want the criteria to be. Maybe it's worst Pokemon. Maybe it's, like, least likely to get a kiss at midnight. Something like that. I've got a which Pokemon professor are you quiz. I've got, like, a ranking of all the Legends ZA music. So, yeah, we're just going to kind of engage in some stuff together. And Peter, can we still hear the Gordon Resher Ramsey voice? Oh, yeah, absolutely. I would love to do that. Raw! 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 That's it. That's all you get from Gordon Ramsay. All right. Today, we're going to be cooking the most delicious, unbelievable, beautiful mac and cheese. I despise Calyrex's design. It's genuinely dreadful. Yeah, I wonder if Blipbug made the list. Because that one's kind of so forgettable we don't even, like, necessarily know. Of course you would consider it raw. Reshiram is a fire type. Hell yeah. Favorite ugly poke? My favorite ugly Pokemon? Maybe, like, Delmise? I think Delmise would qualify as ugly, but I really like Delmise. You know what I mean? Maybe you don't. Maybe I'm crazy. I think your Guzzlord impression is better. You know what? I think my Guzzlord impression is, like, pretty bang on. Okay, so I'm going to start this. I'm just going to pick your favorites. Wow, that's crazy. That's exactly what I'm doing. So, Gen 1, favorite normal Pokemon? Dodrio, I think, has a lot of utility, but he's not my favorite. I'd have to go with Chansey, just because Chansey has seen me through some tough times in some board games. Oh, Jack, it's Bruxish for me. That's a crazy pick. Came here from YouTube. Hey, Sprout, welcome. Pinned in the comments is sort of what we're doing if you want to join. If not, you can just listen to my commentary and crap on my choices. I think people love crapping on my choices. To be rude about it, my least favorite Pokemon of all time is Conkeldurr. Wait, Conkeldonker? Conkeldonker? The heck is Conkeldonker? What? Oh, okay. I was like, oh, is this another Pokemon I don't know? Conkeldonker? Is there the same with double type? So no, there is no double type because so as an example, if I go to Poison, they have Gengar in here, who's Ghost Poison. I would actually have some leeway then if I want to pick him for Ghost or favorite Poison type. All right, Fire. Fire. Oh, it's got to be my boy Arcanine. There's no world in which I don't pick Arcanine. It's one of my favorite Pokemon, period. Easy. Eevee for normal. No, I don't really like Eevee. I just think Eevee has the potential to be liked, but I don't like, no one ever gets an Eevee and is like, sick, I'm going to sit on this one. That one's awesome. They're like, where's my stone? Okay, water types. There's a lot of good water types in Gen 1. And I can't pick my main man, okay? The point is to find my second favorite Pokemon, because obviously I know my bald brother is going to get picked. Starmie. Let's go with Starmie. Grass. What do we got for... There's not a lot of solid grass types, if I'm being honest. I mean, Bulbasaur is friggin' adorable. You gotta pick Bulbasaur. Let's go with Electric. I was always a Magnemite Magneton guy. Hello, Mudkip fan. Starmie over Wartortle? No, Queenie, I'm not picking my... If I was just here to pick my favorite Pokemon, I'd know it was Wartortle. I would just pick Wartortle, so that wouldn't be any fun. So I'm trying to find my second favorite. You guys can all work out your first favorite if you don't even know it. Gary knows, is it French? I think it's Spanish. Okay. Bulbasaur is right there. Yeah, pick Bulbasaur. Okay, Ice type. This is a tough one because I think everyone loves Jinx. Isn't that right, everyone? Just kidding. No one loves Jinx. That's a terrible decision. Although, Articuno's kind of cool. Nah, it's got to be Lapras. Lapras was my wife's favorite Pokemon card. Fighting. Okay, so, controversial. I'm always a Primate man. Because in the original games, if you picked a Pokemon that wasn't good against Brock, i.e. Charizard, then you were like kind of screwed. Unless you picked one of these guys up, if you could like go left outside of the Elite Four, you could grab a Mankey, and then you could just demolish Brock. Why is Wartortle your favorite? So, Wartortle is my favorite for a number of reasons. One, it's because we have the same barber. Two, it's because I feel a sense of kinship with how overlooked the middle evolutions are, and I love him for that reason. And three, water is my favorite like Pokemon type. I love I love wet boys. Sorry, that's my bad. Is it Bulbasaur because he reminds you of yourself? Bulbasaur? Baldbasaur? I missed that one. No, absolutely not. It's Bulbasaur because he's adorable. I thought Shannon was your favorite Pokemon. No. Shannon's a man, I assume. Unless he's been a Pokemon this whole time, in which case, yes, he's my favorite. He's a cryptid? Peter, did you know there's a double battle in one of the games where it's a couple? The woman uses Cloyster and the man uses Onix. I did know that. And I didn't know it was weird until someone pointed it out because I played that game when I was much younger. Unrelated to this video, but would you consider playing a Randomizer Nuzlocke series mainline Pokemon game with Shannon? So we're looking right now for new ROM hacks that we can do. We might do like a randomizer, but we want them to be like shorter, like so we can beat them in like 2 hours, because it takes a long time to edit down anything over 2 hours. And I'm not lazy, but I'm definitely not very like keen on doing a ton of editing. I don't like longer content. It's hard. Anyway, back to this thing. Poison! So obviously there's only 3 ghost Pokemon in the original game, so I'm not going to pick Gengar for this one. I can pick Nidoking for ground, so a solid poison. I'm kind of stuck between Muck and Arbok, maybe? Because Muck, I just love Muck as a concept. They were like, what if we just did a big goo? And they were like, yeah. And what about when he evolves? And they're like, bigger goo? I don't know. I think Arbok is kind of cool. Okay, let's go with ground. Nidoking, hands down, no question, end of story. Flying Pokemon. This is so stupid. Where does Zoomal fall on your list of Pokemon? It will fall off of my list of Pokemon. I do apologize. I'm sure it's been asked before, but I haven't found the answer. Why does the James name come from your guys' channel name? Okay, so when Shannon and I were much younger men, we had a mutual friend. And this mutual friend had a love of video games and attempted to start a channel with both of us. And he was just awful. Just terrible at video games. But he's a really good cook. And so in honor of him, we named the channel Delicious James. And now we do content, and he just gets to watch. Cool Ellie. Okay. My friend likes Venonat. Your friend is insane. But it's good to have insane friends. You know, makes you seem normal. Makes things really, yeah. That's one of the more mild ones. It is one of the more mild ones. It's hard to rip these things off the top of your head. Sometimes they're going to be a little bit, you know, a little bit like 6 out of 10. Not going to lie, I thought y'all ate guys named James. I eat guys named James for breakfast. Peter, is it alright if I make a Google Doc of just the stories you tell? Of course. That's totally fine. In fact, it'd be nice. I've told so many stories I don't remember. Favorite flying. Favorite flying. Well, I mean, obviously this guy's got to be my favorite dragon. So I'm not going to put him in for flying. I, if I'm being honest with you, was a big Fearow guy. If I had to have a starting bird, his speed and his attack are both better than Pidgeotto. So there you go. That's my flying guy. Psychic? Ooh. Oh, goodness. That's a rough one. Yeah, okay. Bug. Pinsir's always been the coolest. I was always upset he didn't have another evolution, and they just made him hornier, you know? Okay. Let's get over here. Okay, so rock Pokemon. I have to pick Onix. Onix is inherently the coolest Pokemon that they snubbed from ever getting any like decent play. Hope you're doing well. I have a headache, but I'll push through to watch this because I love your streams. Well, thanks, Blixer. I appreciate that. You don't have to push through. You can just like flip off of the screen. What I do is if I'm listening to someone I really like, but I've got like a migraine, I'll just fold the laptop halfway and then just enjoy it like a podcast. Like a real terrible podcast. Trish is my equally insane friend. Yeah, you want to have multiple insane friends. What if one of them can't show up on account of them being on some insane mission? I'm going to eat some chicken Kiev while I watch stream. What's chicken Kiev? Oh! Oh, it's the wedding chicken. It's the chicken that everyone I've ever been to a wedding for has served me. Interesting. Very interesting. No Name is the no-name cereal we eat in Canada. Yeah, there's actually a pizza place in Newfoundland called No Name Pizza. And the commercial is just, you don't need a name to be the best. That's the full commercial. Not choosing Aerodactyl for rock or flying is rough. I know. Look, I gotta make these calls. Actually put Crystal Onyx in the Pokemon game. Yeah, I'm with you. They certainly should. I had chicken Kiev last night. I'm from the UK, if that makes any difference. I don't think it does. I think you can enjoy it wherever you are. Who's to say? Also enjoying this as a podcast while I wrap Christmas presents. That's such a beautiful thing to spend a Saturday doing. How serene. Okay, Ghost. Gotta be my boy Gengar. I've considered getting a tattoo of Gengar so many times. I really want it to be something more than just Gengar. I want it to be like a cool, ghostly thing. Okay. I mean, yeah, it's gotta be Dragonite. It's insane that there's only 3 actual dragons. When Gyarados is right there. What the heck? I haven't done this before. That's crazy. I'm gonna go with Cubone's mom. Steel type. Not really. That doesn't clock. We're not putting that in. That's crazy. Fairy. Fairy didn't exist in Gen 1, so we're not doing that either. Starter. Favorite starter. I'm gonna have to put my little boy in there. My little man. Gimmick form. Pass. I don't care about the gimmicks. If anything, they actually upset me. Legendary. I'm a Mew guy. I think he's versatile. I respect the versatility. Because there's no dark type in Gen 1. No, I know, but it's just crazy that they had so many, like, types of non-dark type dark types. You know what I mean? You picking up what I'm laying down? Enjoying this while I hopefully finish my shiny Mega Dex. Hell yeah. You hop on that. I respect it. Okay, so my favorite of all of these Pokemon. Man. Oh my gosh. See, this is so difficult because the first gen just has so many bangers. And this kind of sucks because I feel like an emotional connection to this Pokemon. I don't know if I've ever actually, like, used them in a team. Like, I have, but it's not, like, someone I go to a lot. But I'm going to have to go with Arcanine as my favorite, like, Gen 1. Obviously, I would pick Wartortle, but again, I'm finding my second favorite. You guys can find your first favorite. And there he is, the winner. And there's a lot of cool Pokemon on this list. All right, on to Gen 2. Let's look at my normal boys. Oh, Miltank, hands down, no question, out of here. I don't even care that Blissy's in there. Miltank is just a hilarious Pokemon. Gengar's my baby. I know, it was really hard to be like, no Dragonite, no Gengar, no Nidoking. Nidoking is just such a solid pick if you want to do one Pokemon. Do not put your hands down when talking about... Miltank is my favorite. Guys, for anyone who wants to do this, I have posted them in the various chats. So I'll just post it again in the... I don't think I can pin... Can I pin comments? Oh, I can! I can pin comments. Is it already pinned? Maybe it's not. Pin message. All right, it probably is, but anyway. For anyone who wants to join and do this and see who your favorite actually is, I know you might think you know, but when you think about it a little harder, perhaps you don't. Damn, not a lot of fire type in Gen 2. I mean, Cyndaquil is adorable, but... yeah. Quilava is just awesome. I like Quilava. I do. I really do. I'm not going to justify it. I just do. Water Pokemon? Bro, Kingdra all the way. Kingdra was such a sick addition to the Horsey line. His Peter Cajun. I don't know what this joke is setting us up for, Jack, but I am looking forward to it. Houndoom was my pick for fire until I saw Shiny Typhlosion. Yeah, honestly, hold on, let's... Shiny Typhlosion is sick. So, anytime they want to throw purple on a Pokemon, I'm good with it. Blue is also cool, especially when a fire Pokemon gets blue flames. I like that. It reminds me of Azula. It's like, oh, the flames are so hot, they're scary. Oh, the GitHub I.O. Cajun Avenger. Oh, I never even really noticed. Grass. I don't think there's a single good grass Pokemon in Gen 2. And that's my genuine opinion. I don't like Chikorita. It just doesn't do anything for me. That's not to say it's like, I hate Chikorita. I just don't like it enough to say that I care to put it on this list. I'm confident it's not going to win anything. I gotta go with... well... maybe... I don't know. I like Mareep. I think Mareep's adorable. We're gonna go adorable this one. There's another favorite picker I personally prefer. It should show up if you just Google Pokemon, favorite Pokemon. Also has a mode where you can pick favorite shinies. Oh, favorite shinies could be fun. Hi, Peter. Hi, chat. Hello, Ashley. Oh my god. Is a Middlebosh. Is it... what? Thanks, Is a Middlebosh. It's almost a tongue twister to say your name. Oh my god, that's so cute. Little soupy man. Hell yeah. Love that you're a huge Avatar fan. Honestly, thank you. I feel so affirmed. Chikorita is such a baby. Yeah, Chikorita is a baby. God! You know, in the best way, but it's just not... I'm not putting it on my team. It's like, yeah, I'm going to take this baby and throw it out into battle and let it get beat up. It makes me a bad person. Oh, God. Such a weak grouping of ice Pokemon. Smoochum in my mind is not an ice Pokemon. Alright, I guess we'll go with Sneasel. Now, fighting. Fighting, they introduced basically nobody. However, they did introduce my boy Bois. And I love Bois. Poison, Crobat all day long. So important that I had a Crobat on my team when I found out that was something I could have. I don't know, it's like purple Pokemon just kind of do it for me. I love purple in a Pokemon. They did a lot of work with ground. Oh, God. Gligar into Gliscor is just such a cool, like, evolution line. It's creepy, it's weird. I gotta go with Steelix. Again, this is just cool. And if I had one in real life, I think it would do more damage than it would in the game. Fellow Arbok enjoyer. Hell yeah! Anyone who's just joining, please feel free to hop in and like, do this with me. I would be interested in seeing what everyone's actual favorite is at the end of this. I'm going to try and speed this up, though, because I'm being a little slowpoke here. Pokemon joke. Oh, God. This is difficult, but I am flying-wise, seeing as I already picked Crobat, gonna have to go with Lugia. Lugia is an incredible designed Pokemon. It inspires fear, but also seems like it would be an incredible nurturer. You know what I mean? Also, it's voiced by a really good voice actor. Psychic. Which letter will I pick? I think the K looks ridiculous. It looks like it's a duck's head, and it's just missing the body. We're going to go with the letter K. Oh, silly. Bug-type Pokemon? Obviously got to go with Scizor. I was told my favorite Pokemon is Scyther, and now you know. Now you know. Oh, my God. Rock Pokemon, hands down. We got to go with T-Tar. That's a silly one. Yes. I'm sorry. Misdreavus is not making the list. I don't care. Dragon. Yeah, this is the only dragon. And you're already on the list, so I guess I don't put you there. Oh, okay, so this is my wife's favorite Pokemon. Umbreon is my wife's favorite Pokemon. If she could have one in real life, this is the one she says 99% of the time. Sometimes she'll say, like, a really obscure one, just based on a situation, but this is it. And Skarmory for Steel, because I actually think Skarmory's a really cool Pokemon. And not giving it an evolution is insane. Fairy. Also not a thing in this gen, so I'm not going to choose one. Ah, you know what? I gotta pick Granbull. Granbull's too cool not to put in there. Favorite starter? My favorite starter? I think is probably Totodile. Gimmick form. Don't care. Legendary. My favorite legendary. I think Suicune's design goes off. I think it's really good. What is Shannon's favorite? I don't know what Shannon's favorite is. Hello, Peter. Hello, Alakazam-Alfie. Alakazam-Alfie? Alakazam-Alfie? Anyway. I love that for you, Skarmory. Giving Skarmory a Mega cements it'll never get an evolution. You know what, Jack? You are correct, and that's terrifying to me, because I think it deserves one. What do they do in the future when they're like, oh, actually, we have to retcon a whole bunch of stuff? What do they do? Oh, they could just make it like a split evolution. Like a Y-shaped one. Alright, who's my favorite in this gen? Oh, boy. It's probably going to be Umbreon. You guys are going to likely see a trend in dog or cat-like Pokemon being my favorite, because I am able to acquire them in real life. All right, on to Gen 3. So, fun fact, Gen 3 was the first Pokemon game I ever beat myself. Like 100% was able to get through it. Because my first copy of Pokemon from like Gen 1 was Pokemon Blue. It was given to me by the mother of a older kid who had already beat the game. So I had level 100s across the board. Are you telling me you can't acquire T-Tar in real life? I don't want to be that person, so I'm going to abstain from answering. Okay, normal Pokemon? As much as I love Exploud, I think Loudred is the coolest of that group. Fire-type Pokemon. Look at this little chicken wiener. Like, you guys can't tell me that Combuskin doesn't look like two little balls and a, if you will, a cock. Like, how silly is that? It's ridiculous. I'm not picking him. Because Numel is very clearly the coolest fire Pokemon. Water. This is another really wet gen. Peter, would you want to acquire a Miltank in real life? You know how many times I have wanted a cow? A Highland cow specific? I literally have a sweater with a Highland cow on it. I want one. And I could acquire one. They are in the area. In fact, there's a bunch of bison in the area, too. Anyway. Cock is chicken in French. Yeah, coq au vin. Coq au vin. Peter, is there a spot we put our answers to this? Yeah, share it in the chat. What if you already like beat me to the end, which I suspect you have? Share it in the chat. What'd you get? Zoomal superiority. Calm down. Okay. Let's take it. So, out of all the water Pokemon they introduced, I feel like Ludicolo is the most culturally insensitive choice. He looks insane. But I also kind of love him. However, I think we would be remiss if we did not pick Milotic. Milotic is one of the most sought-after Pokemon in the game. Although it's also Ice. Maybe I pick it for Ice. What do we have for Ice? Let me see. Oh, yeah. Okay, never mind. Yeah. Spheal's got to go for Ice anyway. Grass Pokemon. Now, this was the gen where they were like, let's absolutely demolish with grass Pokemon. Let's make this the best gen for grass Pokemon. And quite confidently, I'm going to pick Breloom. But also, I might have to pick Grovyle. No, I'll pick Grovyle for the starter. Okay, we're good. We got it. Electric Pokemon, they shot themselves in the foot with electric Pokemon this gen. It's not even a question. Now, I'm going to pick Minun just on account of the joke that was made last stream about who do I talk to if the priest isn't available? My nun. I'm going to play some Pokemon Snap while I watch. Ooh, old or new? Fighting. I just think Hariyama is a cool dude. I really do. But I love so much that Makuhita is a dumpling. So I got to go dumpling. Big Snake, hands down. I'm just going to go off vibes on some of these. Flygon is my absolute favorite Pokemon from this gen. It's not even going to be close. And I called mine Flygon Jin, which is just my favorite name I've ever given to a Pokemon. Oh my god, I keep scrolling on different screens, thinking I'm scrolling on the main one. I always call my Ludicolo Ombre. I like that. That's a nice name. Why would they need electric Pokemon? Not like they ever have water in Hoenn. Don't forget to snap them rumps. Kiwi, that's a crazy thing to say, taken out of context. In context, however, it makes perfect sense. All right, let's go. Let's go vibes, vibes, vibes. Who am I loving here? Who am I loving? Ooh, wait a minute. How long has Lugia been black? Oh, yeah, from the... Yeah, from the Coliseum game. And XD. But yeah, no, we're going Swablu and Altaria. I think they're just an incredible addition. Get in there. There you go. Psychic Pokemon popping off. Oh my gosh. Okay, hold on. Let's see who Steel is. Oh, no question. Steel has got to be... Oh, they're all kind of great is the issue. I'm going to go Big Daddy Aggron. And then we go back to Psychic, and that means we can pick Metagross for Psychic. This is a good pick. For Bugs, I'm not picking any of these. They're all awful. They give me the heebie-jeebies. Which I hope is not rude to anybody. I don't know if the word heebie-jeebie is, culturally insensitive, but my mom said it growing up. If anyone knows if it is, I will take it out of my vernacular. You can't just ask why Pokemon are black. Sorry, it's my bad. Yeah, get out of here with that. That's nonsense. Rock Pokemon, Relicanth, let's go! He's simply the best. He is perfection. Hell yeah, Sableye, cool. Love a good purple ghost. Dragon Pokemon, Salamence, all day long. Dark Pokemon, Shiftry, baby. Fairy. Again, Fairy wasn't a thing, so... do I really... I don't like any of them, if I'm being honest. And I should be honest. Starter. Grovyle, hands down. Grovyle, I think Grovyle should have been the final form. I think Sceptile looks bad compared to Grovyle. Is it night now where you are? No, it's not night. It's the day, but I have my blinds drawn on account of needing proper lighting. Or at least good enough lighting. I look horrible in regular lighting, so I had to get a little box. Gimmick form. Don't care. Do not want a gimmick form. Legendary. Oh, man. I gotta go Groudon. Groudon is just an awesome pick. Now, this is going to be hard. I've never thought about who my favorite 3rd gen Pokemon is. I said Flygon, but I actually like Grovyle so much, it's difficult. Nah, it's got to be Flygon. Yeah, no, there's a lot of cool Pokemon in this gen. Hi, guys. What's happening? DGAMV, DeGamv. If you look at the pin comment, we're all trying to find out who our favorite Pokemon are across all gens. Sceptile is a bald man to me. Yeah, I guess. Maybe that's why I dislike him so much. Peter, that is nonsense. You are very handsome, respectfully. Well, you know what? I would never take that disrespect. Could you imagine? It's like, handsome ass over here. Haha, got him. But I appreciate it. You look good in that sweater. Thank you. Do you know how many times I've had people ask me if I went to the Olympics wearing this sweater as a teacher? Like, I've had so many people who were like, wow, were you in the Olympics? It's like, you know, these are pieces of clothing you can just buy, right? But so many people started asking, I started saying yes. And then they'd be like, what did you do? And I was like, fencing. I picked the sport that I think is least watched, but I have the, like, physicality that people might consider me to do. Like, if I said shot put, they'd be like, no chance. There's no way. And I'm not built for swimming. But I think fencing, I'm actually kind of built for fencing. I have very long arms.
Agon isn't quite Aaron,
torso.
the best Pokemon in the entire universe forever and for all time, but he's close enough, so you are valid. /LH.
Thank you, Triss. I appreciate that you think I'm valid. I got a difficult 4-star photo while watching this. You're my good luck charm. Hell yeah. Did you get its butt? Oh, no way. You're a fencer? I started going to sword fighting a little while ago. Not quite fencing. We use, like, sabers. But I think it's really fun. All right. On to Gen 4. Oh, does everyone know how to read Roman numerals? I did épée fencing, so like French fencing. Épée, meaning like sword. Yeah, Roman numerals, basically it's every tick is worth 1, but if you have a V, it means 5, but if the 1 comes before it, you subtract the number, right? So it's like 5 less 1. If it comes after, it's 5 plus 1. Anyway, now I just don't know how to read. All right, well, sorry about that. I don't know anything above 100. I don't know anything outside of whatever Star Wars ended at. Episode 9. Okay, let's take a look at our little normies over here. First, everyone take a sip of water. Pee-wee, thank you for the context. Épée, which does mean sword, is one of the types of fencing swords. So just a sword. So what kind of sword do you use? Sword? Oh, a sword. Yeah, that's the one. That's insane. Oh, wow. I definitely got to pick Lopunny, right? That's going to make me look like a cool guy on the internet. Actually, admittedly, all of these suck. All of these suck to a degree where I'm going to pick Chatot because music. But I don't think there's any good normal types from Gen 4. I just don't like the Chimchar to Infernape line. I don't like any of these fire types. You know what? I'm going to be critical. I'm not even going to put in if I don't like anything from there. Be crazy if I pulled Bidoof here and didn't put Bidoof in the first one. Water types. Oh, dude. Love Gastrodon. I think Gastrodon's a great Pokemon. God sucks. Munchlax sucks. It's not that they suck. It's that I don't like them. And my opinion is not that good. But it is my opinion, and I'm doing this for me. Okay, grass. They kind of did some service with grass. I think that Roserade is great. It's a good, like, level up from Roselia. I love Obama Snow's, like, vibe. But go Roselia? Yeah, probably. Electric. They had a couple of good electrics. Obviously going to have to go with Zone. It's so dumb, I have to. Has to go in the fridge. Get out of here. You just throw your Pokeball high enough, they're like, what are you doing? And then the fridge falls on them and you win. Could you imagine? Yeah, I mean, fighting type has got to be Lucario. He's just great. He is. I have a tattoo of Anubis on my arm, and he just gives me Anubis vibes. I feel so connected to him. Gastrodon, my beloved. Pink or blue Gastrodon? I go with the blue Gastrodon because my wife would always pick the pink Gastrodon. Because I have grown up and internalized that colors are gendered, which is not true. But yeah, that's why I picked them. Otherwise, I think I'd pick the pink because it makes more sense for like the typing. Anyway, poison. I always like when I first fought. Oh, who's the bug guy? I can't remember the name of the bug guy in this gen in the Elite Four. But, like, I always wanted a Drapion. I didn't see a single one the entire game, and then you get to that fight, and you're like, oh, no. Aaron, thank you, it is Aaron. Okay, what do we got for ground type? See, like, this is what I'm saying, is this one makes so much more sense as a ground type, but there are so many good ground types. I'm gonna go with female Hippodon. But Gliscor... Ooh, yeah, Gliscor's going in flying. Got to be. Just got to be. That's not even a question. Do I like any of the psychics? No, not really. Leaving them out. Bugs. Pass. Rock Pokemon. Robopass is hilarious. Funny enough, pink used to be a boy's color. Yes, it was. Back before the Second World War, it was a boy's color because red was a man's color. Red meant fire. Red meant life. It was a man's color. And what is a boy if not a lighter man? And what is pink if not a lighter red? That is why it was a man's color. And then they switched it. So we just like completely changed our perception of why colors are, or how colors are gendered. And I find that fascinating. Okay, what else we got here? Ghost types. I made it out of clay. I love Spiritomb. Defensively pretty bulky. That's cool. And he's also just got a cool backstory. 104 spirits. Like, that's awesome. Okay, cool. Yeah, so clearly we're going to have to pick Garchomp for Dragon. All the dragons are cool as hell. They're all in my, like, sort of favoritist list. Oh yeah, that's why we left you out. There we go. But none of the dragons are going to be my favorite other than Flygon. Because Flygon's just, like, the cool... He made me love a bug, basically. And I know it's not a bug type, but if it had a third type, it would absolutely be... Wait, it's 108 spirits? How many spirits are in Spiritomb? Hold on. Spiritomb spirits. Oh, damn! I've always thought it was 104. Oh, well. cool. Steel. Again, like, the steel types, I don't care. Because I've already picked these two. So I don't care about any of them. Fairy. Oh, dude. I love Togekiss. Togekiss is such a sweet Pokemon. Oh. Hold on. I'm getting a call. Hello?
Hi, Peter. This is Craig from the laundry store.
Craig.
Am I speaking to Peter?
You are. Is everything all right?
Yeah. You brought your blankets down to the laundry store this morning saying they were full of pee, and you wanted us to get all the pee out of them. Well, we put them in the washing machines, and it did clean all the pee off of your blankets that you brought in this morning. And as per your request, we put all the pee water in a separate bucket for you to take home. I'm just letting you know that your pee-free blankets and your pee bucket are now ready for pickup. Okay, bye.
Thanks. Do I pay extra for the jar? Oh, damn it. He's going to charge me for that jar. I know it. I freaking know it. This is ridiculous. Favorite starter? Hot take. I think all of the starters from this gen are trash. I don't like them. I don't like what they stand for. Maybe Heatran? No, I just don't care. I don't care about any of them. All right, let's see what we got. Favorite Pokemon from this gen? How did the blankets get on the pee? Are you suggesting I peed on the floor and then put my blankets over them? CRISPR? No, I pee on the blankets. Why would I pee on the floor and then... Because then I had to clean the floor. But if I put the blanket down first, I just pee on the blankets, the pile of blankets. You gotta use your head. Okay? Back in my day, we brought our own jar to the laundry store. Well, my problem is none of my jars were big enough. No, I don't pee on my pillow, because then if I sleep on it, I'll get pink eye. You gotta think, guys, okay? You pee on the blanket so you stay warm. I just love hippos, dude. I gotta go with female Hippowdon. Okay, we're on to Gen 5. This is where they start getting a little bit wacky. Why? Why is Monica there? I don't care. It's awesome. Oh, no way. They had that door. Chandelure is definitely going to go as my favorite, like, ghost-type Pokemon. I think Emboar is kind of tough. I think he's a cool dude. And I also think his Mega is sick. He's got a staff. Like, how? How? You're not going to like that. Okay, what else we got? Water Pokemon? Oshawott is cute, but I wouldn't pick him. I don't know, man. I think they did us a disservice with the water Pokemon here. I might say Caracosta. Could you imagine evolving? Think about this for a second. You're going through evolution. You're improving. You're getting better. And as you evolve, you slowly lose your arms and legs. Right? Because we've got Snivy, who's got arms and legs, definitively. Right? And then we've got Servine, who's got legs, but its arms are just little blades of grass. And then all of a sudden, you've just got this big green banana hatching at the end of it. And he's like, this is the best we could do. I'm sorry, Peter's totally a Chandler. Thank you. I feel affirmed. I'm also an Eric Foreman, if I had to pick someone from that show. Superior has arms behind his back. Oh! I've never noticed that. Thanks for letting me know, Vals. Appreciate it. Oh, dude, I love how weird they got with Ferrothorn's design. We're gonna go Ferrothorn. Let's see who we got here for electric. I don't know that I really love any of these. Sir. Off? Stop, you okay? Are you grumbling? Why are you grumbling? Lady? Come here. Hi, big lady. Okay, my big lady's here. Pop, come here. We're in the front. You come up. Oh my goodness. The precious little lady. You want to say hi? Yeah, thank you. Thank you for that. I know. No, it's not time. I've only been on here for like, not even an hour, dude. Yes, I know. I know. You won't leave me alone now. That's my fault because I called you up. But I was worried. I was worried about you. Okay? You gotta say something. I don't know what that means. She is camera shy, but she's beautiful. Oh my god. Just the most beautiful lady. Hold on. Oh, we love the camera. She's hiding. Toph, come here. There she is. Oh, you're on camera. You're so pretty. Hi, Pop. Thank you. That's very nice. You got anything to say? You gonna speak? No, you gonna speak? Speak? No? Okay, alright. You're not very talkative. Boop. Alright, well, if you're not gonna put on a show for us, you can go lie in our bed. You wanna go lay down on the bed? No? Why do you turn your head to the other side? Okay. That's a nice lady. I'd die for that dog, honestly. Oh, she's gonna show you her butt. That's a nice butt. You got a nice butt? Can I flip your lippies? Can I flip your little lips? I pester that dog so much. She is my everything. Okay. Peter, please tell me she is as soft and velvety as she looks on camera. Yeah, no, she absolutely is. Guys, she will not stop. She thinks I'm back to work. I do so much editing. I'll look away. Oh, she's not doing it now. She keeps shoving her head like right in my armpit. Her bed is behind my green screen. She's just gonna chill. It's her stream now. You're right, it is her stream. She is Toph, and Toph is everything. I do feel bad. I took her to daycare this morning so she could like hang out while I go to the farmer's market, and they were closed. I'm so upset because then I had to watch her go and sit by the front door and wait for me to tug on the handle until she realized we weren't going in. It was just horrible. I feel terrible. However, she then got a whole bunch of treats when we got home, and she forgot about it real quick. Anyway, back to this. I'm going to go with Emolga, because I think Emolga was cool. I'm rolling over my blanket. What else we got here? Oh, the ice Pokemon. Yeah, none of them. Just none of them. Fighting? God, see, again, none of these really did it for me, if I'm being honest. I just don't care. Oh, now Poison. This guy, I was like, I'd ride that into battle. I don't even like bugs. Ground, dude, so many good ground additions, right? We got Excadrill. We got my boy over here, Crocodile. We've got Golurk. Golurk is awesome. But I'm going to have to go with Excadrill because he made it on every single one of my teams where it was possible to have him. Oh, also, Brennan, yeah, basically a Houndoom. I'm going to dress her up as Houndoom for Christmas. No, for Halloween one year. Okay. Fighting type has a man. Fighting type does have a man. Who is he? Just black belt. Okay. You can just call him Belt. You don't need to say all that. Okay, so flying really didn't do it for me this gen either, although I think Braviary is great. I think it's a cool Pokemon. Looks majestic. Christmas Doom Dog. Yeah, you know, I kind of like Christmas Doom. Pick the man. Fine, I'll pick the man. Hey, Bunsy. Thank you. I appreciate that. You got anything you want to address the crowd with? You want to say hi or screw you? Whatever. The floor is yours. All right, now. Here's where they really boofed it in this gen. I don't think there's a single Psychic in there I'd want on my team. Because, like, what the hell is this umbilical cord-ass looking tail on the back of Swoobat? Like, what the heck? I'm all for a big bat. But that, I just, oh! And then Munna, again, looks just like a fetus. It's literally, there's the umbilical cord leading to the little fetus. I just don't... And then this, they completely wasted Sigilf. Sigilf... It's Sigilif, isn't it? I've always said Sigilf. But Sigilif... wasted. Should have had something going on outside of just being like a once and done. And this... I don't necessarily like it when they give me a Pokemon and they're like, okay, it's this Pokemon, but their shirt got longer. I like it when they, like, really adapt the Pokemon so that it's like, this one's just... So, Gothitelle is just Gothorita on stilts. That's it. And that's my problem with it. So anyway, I'm not picking any of these. If I wanted to say something, I would have. Honestly, Bunsy, respect. I will not pester you anymore. I just want you to know...
If I wanted to say something, I would have tongue.
Okay. I respect that, and I appreciate you. Booger Man, though. What the... Hold on, Total Chaos. Where's Booger Man? Is that... Are you talking about, like, Solosis? Victini's Booger Man? I don't know. Yeah, the bugs really didn't do it for me. But this man, Escavalier, that's a cool-ass Pokemon design. That's some Digimon stuff right there. I respect it. I do. And then I think Crustle is just so funny. Big Lasagna? Like, get the heck out of here. All right, for ghosts, it's got to be Chandelure. Chandelure is just cool. If you're going to do an object that I think it's going to, like, actually be haunted. Not that they made the games for me. Now, they made some banger dragons, if I'm, like, being honest. Haxorus, I think, is just, like, a super neat, like, should have been bug. But whatever. Druddigon, just a cool-looking dragon. And I don't know if I love the Hydreigon. Just the design, it kind of freaks me out. But Druddigon is just a classic-looking dragon. And I'm going to go with that. Victini's a booger man, totally. He has prime booger-picking fingers. Oh, man. My dad always asked this question when I was younger, and it's like a nature versus nurture kind of like question, but it's disguised in a silly... And he was like, do you think gorillas have large nostrils because they have big fingers? Or do you think they grew big fingers so they could get a better pick on the nostril? Anyway, he always asked that question. He always asked that one, and then he would follow it up with, also, why are there more horses' asses than there are horses? And I thought that was great. Okay, let's see what else we got here. Ah, wrong way. Ah! Sorry, panicked me a bit. Dark Pokemon? Now we get Crocodile. Because he's got a little bandit mask on. What more do you want? My favorite Pokemon has always been Time Machine. So, you know, there's that. And then Bisharp, I think, is kind of cool, like, steel-wise. There we go. No. Pass. Like, what? Like, this is one of the most... Whimsicott? One of the most forgettable Pokemon of all time. In my brain. For some reason, I actually forgot what his name was. As a horse person, I approve, Dad. Hell yeah. Give me a little piggy. Ooh. Like, personally, of all these, I think that Tepig is both the cutest and got the best final evolution. So I think it just wins across the board. Nope, no gimmicks. Actually, you know what? Screw it. Black belt's going in. Legendaries. I like Victini. I like a small legendary. I think a Mew and a Victini, you know, like when you look at someone and you're like, oh, they're not going to do any damage, and then they do hella damage. I like that. Plus, you could farm Victini for XP because it was an event Pokemon. So when you finally got to it, you could beat it really easy and then just level up all your Pokemon. And because it was an event, it kept coming back. And then all of a sudden you were like, and now I catch Victini. Okay, this is difficult. Do I pick woman legs or do I pick an actual Pokemon? Because it'd be really funny to have that on my list. No, it's got to be my boy Excadrill. I love Excadrill. A lot of ground Pokemon in my favorites. All right, let's go Gen 6. Wait. Why do we have Megas in here? What the heck's going on here? Do I like any of these? No. Pass. Do I like any of these? Kind of. No. Pass. Don't like any of them. Done. Out. Don't care. I mean, Greninja's cool. I think this line is good. A lot of people gave Froakie a lot of crap when he came out. You got to support your friends when they come out. You know how it be. But they were like, oh, I don't like Froakie. And then Froakie, he like levels up and you're like, oh, he's got a little panache, a little something going on. And then he really balled out with the full like ninja look. And I think it's just a good line, right? He's like verging on like kind of Digimon-y. But I like that. And I like the tongue as a scarf. I don't know. I think they just did a good job on that line. I mean, Trevenant. This was the Pokemon I was most excited for when this gen came out. Oh, hey, Coco. Appreciate the subscribe. Thank you. Greninja's a menace in TCG Pocket. Hell yeah. Peter, you can't fool us. We know Barbaracle is your favorite. No. Peter, what grades do you teach? Okay, someone asked this on Twitch earlier, and I apologize because I totally missed it, and that's my bad. I meant to get to it. So I don't teach anymore. I do project management for a service, like a mental health related service that gets young men to open up about their emotions. So we work with schools when they have like a really high instance of like violence or truancy and stuff like that. And we work with those individuals to hopefully improve their mental health and the climate of the school. So I used to... What grades did you used to teach? Or what grades did you most like to teach? Which is probably the question you had. I think my favorite grade to teach is probably like 10 or 11 because they still have all that energy and like chaotic, like, I don't know everything and I need to learn. But they also have the ability to sit still for a while. I enjoyed grade 9. I made a lot of like really, really good connections with the students in grade 9 because they needed an adult that didn't hate them. But I don't know. I enjoyed grade 7 too. I just love teaching. I will go back to it eventually. But right now I'm helping this program because I'm the only person who had an education degree and a project management background. So I'm doing this for a year. And then we'll see what happens. But the subjects I taught, primarily business. Business was my main teachable. I taught health, if you can believe that. I taught healthy living in grades 6, 7, 8, and 9. And then I did grade 11 child studies. Was kind of my like, and I think child studies was my favorite course I ever taught. And it's purely because of how many wonderful people were in that course and how much they were like nurturers. Because as a teacher, I like people who nurture. I think that's a beautiful thing. I think it's good citizenship. And it was an elective course. And so they all just got to kind of like chill with me as we explored together parenthood, because I am not a parent. So I was like, guys, I don't know anything about being a parent, but I do know how to learn. So if you're cool with it, we're going to learn this together. And we kind of co-guided the course towards the things they wanted. And the first thing that we talked about was, is being a parent altruistic? And when I say altruistic, is it something you do without asking for anything in return? Right? Is it selfish to have a child? And we did a philosophical conversation. They studied up. We did a little debate. We did some back and forths. And it took us a couple weeks before everyone had their own answer. And then I got them to get into like a little like group where they could then do a PowerPoint to say, this is why I think it is altruistic, or this is why I think it is whatever. Coco Shrambo. Bro, that's great. As a person who struggles with mental health, I really appreciate people like you. Well, Coco, don't ever struggle in silence. There are so many people who care about you, who want good things for you. Reach out. Asking for help is one of those things that, like, young men have a hard time doing. But people in general have a hard time doing it because it's like, you know, pull yourself up by your bootstraps. Don't complain. My life was hard. Blah, blah, blah. Always ask for help, right? If you've got someone in your life who cares remotely, ask them for help. They will probably feel affirmed that you reached out. When I have young people who reach out to me and they're like, dude, I'm feeling not good with my life, it is a privilege to be there for them in that moment. So anyway, thank you for the comment. First time chat, that's a great first time chat. Sounds like you really love kids. Think you'd make a great dad. Thank you. That is beautiful. And maybe I would. I would like to be a fun uncle first, you know, test drive it with someone else's kid. Peter, I have watched Delicious James streams for 43 hours. Should I get a life? This is your life now. Okay, Privy? You're done. You're cooked. You're in it now. You're part of the Delicious James recipe. That's insane. Hey, Jamester, I hope you're having a suspicious Saturday. You know what? I am having a suspicious Saturday. Been cold. But delightfully cold. You know what I mean? Which is weird. I wish you were my high school teacher. Maybe I wouldn't have dropped out. I did have a student in my class who I could not convince to not drop out. But he did come back to school later on and said, I thought about what you said, which was cool. But I don't know if I would have stopped you from dropping out. I'd never tell you. Sometimes you need to drop out to understand the value of what you had. So... anyway, I hope your life is good, Anthony. Like, genuinely. I hope it didn't set you back in a way where you're, like, regretting it. I hope it taught you the things you needed to learn from it. Hi, Safi. I saw Zootopia 2 today, and yeah, very suspicious. I can't wait to see Zootopia 2. Okay, anyway, back to Pokemon. Thanks for listening to me, folks. Why are the Megas here? Why? Why would you do that? I think female Pikachu is adorable. But I ultimately think that the Luchador Pikachu is great. The Ice Boys. Bergmite is just... he speaks to me. He's so silly. Fighting. Yeah. I mean, I think Hawlucha is kind of sick. Hold on, guys. We need to take a moment because my little lady is outside and... or she's not outside. She's downstairs and she wants to be outside, I think. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna... I'm gonna bring this over here. And I'm gonna... maybe I do that? No, maybe I make a full screen. Huh? Yeah, let's make a full screen. Give me like 2 shakes of a dog's tail. I'll be right back. Put my lady out. I'm back. Hello. Alright, bring that guy back over here. Ah! Alright. Yay. Alright, we did it. Okay. Let's see what other terrible takes I have. Ugh. All of them. Just yuck. We already had a seahorse Pokemon. It was already good. I didn't need this fungus version. You know what I mean? Or it looks like the spores from The Last of Us. Anyway. No to all of them. I think Gen 5 probably had my least favorite crop of Pokemon that ever came up. Hey! Hello, Chrissy B. Although Noivern's kind of tight. Like what a cool dude. Alright. Do I go with him for... I think I might go with him for Dark. Who are the other Dark Pokemon? Yeah, I'm going to go with him for Dark, and then that means in Fairy, I could do my little man Beyblade over here, but he's a Mega. I can't really pick a Mega. Let's go... You know what? Esper's kind of hilarious. Go with Esper. Bugs? Pass. Miss me with that action every time. Rock Pokemon. Yeah, okay. We'll go with Tyrantrum. Noivern's so underrated. Truly. Oh, sorry, Fairy. Yeah, this is Psychic, not Fairy. It's my bad. Don't quote me on anything. I'm terrible at Pokemon. Did you just yuck Mega Gengar? I'm not picking Megas. I just feel like that's not right to pick Megas. Because there's a category literally over here for all of the extra Pokemon. And yet for some reason Mega Gengar is also back here. It just doesn't make sense to pick them twice. I really like the idea that there's just a sword. Just Honedge is kind of awesome. Dragon-wise, I guess maybe we just go with a Goomy. Steel! Disappointing crop for Steel. Truly. Fairy. Yes. Absolutely Sylveon all day long. I think Sylveon was a great addition. gotta pick my boy Quilladin. I can show you the world, shining, shimmering, splendid. Pass on those. Wait, is there any men? You got any men in here? No men. That's very disappointing. We got no men. Nothing. No. Although this guy kind of looks tight. But no, pass. Who we got as the legendaries in this one? Yeah, again, pass. Don't care about any of them. Who's my fave from this gen? I think it's Noivern. I think Noivern's kind of sick. It's crazy that I did pick a dragon. But anyway. Let's go back. Whee! We are moving into Gen 7. I have never played Gen 7. I probably won't even know some of these Pokemon. I mean, I'll know them, but I'm not going to know any of their names. Yo, it's my fellow metalhead. It's Dis from Discord. Hell yeah, brother. Goomy isn't a dragon? Is Goomy dragon type? Yeah, he's just dragon. He's just like purely dragon. I gotta check because sometimes I'm wrong on this stuff. As you'll know, my job on the channel is to be very bad at Pokemon. Ah! Oh my god, I'm on a different screen. I'm losing it. CRISPR, no man, Peter, 2025. There's not enough men in Pokemon. And when I say men, I don't mean like they're not manly enough. I mean there's not enough men. I want to see more men in my games. Admittedly, I want to see more father figures in my games. Why you always got no father in this game? That's crazy. Just one time I want there to be a dad who stayed for his kid and the mom went off or is not, whatever. Anyway, I don't mean to go off on that one, but I don't know. That one hits close to home. Do I like that they just transformed a woodpecker into a toucan? Yes. I do. Yeah, Turtonator. Okay, so I think the Brionne Poplio line, I think that was an unnecessary one. I think if they were going to do a mermaid, they should have made it cool as hell. Primarina is just like 5 out of 10. I'm a trans guy in my last year of high school who suffers with mental health because of chronic pain. I wish Peter was my teacher. I also got a Hisuian Zoroark as my favorite. Wow, what a stark contrast in like comment. I'm really happy that you're out and you can be yourself, and I hope you have a group of friends who at least help you in some way. But the pain thing, please, please, please go to a physiotherapist. And go to a good one. Shop around like a car salesman, but like a physiotherapist is going to make you feel like $1 million comparatively. Even if they don't fix it, they're going to tell you what the possibilities are. So yeah, go see a physiotherapist. I don't want any young person living with pain, physical or mental. Total chaos. I finished my quiz. And? Oh no, that's what you get in Pokemon Scarlet, but the dad didn't stay either. Oof. Mermaids aren't typically known for being cool. They're known for being pretty. Yo, okay. Yeah, tell that to Ariel's father, okay? King Triton wants to have a word with you. King Triton? You're telling me not a cool looking mermaid? I don't know about that. First time I ever saw nipples in a Disney movie, I'll tell you that for free. Cool dude. One day I want to look like him, but with legs. Okay. Yeah, so water Pokemon wise, I kind of like the Tapu Fini, purely just because it kind of like bodies people, but also defensively I like Toxapex. I'm gonna go with Tapu Fini because I've actually run a Tapu Fini periodically in Pokemon Showdown. That's it. Are you saying Triton isn't pretty? No, I'm not saying he isn't pretty. I'm saying that he is pretty awesome. That's what I'm saying. Pretty handsome. The winner is Nickit? Oh, that's so cute. You could actually probably have a Nickit in real life. Ariel and Hercules are cousins. Oh, yeah, they would be. I never thought about that. Okay, let's go to grass. Oh, yeah, got to be my boy Delmies. Although he's Ghost. What do we have for Ghost? Where's Ghost? Did I not pick any Ghosts? Oh, here we go. No, you know what? Alolan Marowak is, cool. So we're going to go with that. And then, yeah, we can put Delmies over here because I don't need to pick up Delmies on the Ghost side. Okay. Oh, man, Pikachu with a hat. My favorite. I don't like any of these. Pass. Pass. Nah, Buzzwole. Buzzwole can go in there. Pass. Oh my god. Pass. Birds already got one for you. Pass. Hey everyone, what's going on? I'm going through and picking my favorite Pokemon from each gen to find out what my favorite Pokemon overall is. Pass. And I haven't played this gen, so I'm just going off vibes. There's not a lot of these I played in any capacity, showdown or other. Pass. Stack Attack is hilarious. Dragons. Oh, yeah, Guzzlord, obviously. Pass. Oh, this guy's so cute. I'll go with Meltan. Oof. Oh, gee whiz. Pass. Yeah, pass. I have no... Oh, and Pikachu, for anyone who showed up, but Pikachu specifically because you asked, I have pinned the comment of the little like spreadsheet that I'm doing if you want to play along. Also just finished my quiz. I finished my quiz. My favorite is Bulbasaur. Bulbasaur plushie next to me is not surprised. Honestly, valid. Anya, I think Bulbasaur is a great pick. It's insane that you knew that from the very first Pokemon and then had to go through all of 1025 to be like, actually, that first guy was kind of great. Finish your quiche? My quiche. Okay. I don't know if I like quiche, but... yeah, no, pass. Pass. Ugh, no, pass on all of these. All right, who we got? Who we got? Here I go. Here I go again. God, this really... I don't love any of these, but Delmy's kind of sick. I love pirates. I love a good ship, you know? I don't need a quiz to tell you my favorite's Decidueye. Fair enough. Bulbasaur's great, but Scizor will always be my boy. I think Chris loves Scizor. Chris Pichet. Winner for me was Alcremie, but it was torn between Alcremie, Ditto, Delmies, and Houndoom. Really? Delmies made it for you. Cool. It's nice to see a fellow Delmies enjoyer. No, this game I did play, and I think Shannon made me do a sabotage to it. Normal Pokemon? I don't have one. Yuck. Fire Pokemon. Now we're kind of... I don't know. I think probably Santa-Scorch, if I had to pick one. Water Pokemon? What are Pokemon? Am I right? No, I'm sorry. That's terrible. That's just awful. Wait, isn't it pronounced like Delm Eyes? Oh, I don't know. Is it Arceus or Arceus? Either in my mind. Yeah, I think I'm going to pass. I don't really care about... No, you know what? Drizzile is great. And I'm going to pick my fellow drummer Rillaboom, even though reasonably I should probably pick Applin on account of it's Applin time. But no, Rillaboom. I think Toxtricity is great, but I love the low-key mode. And he plays his nipples like a guitar, which is just insane. Okay, alright, okay, alright. Ice Pokemon. Galarian Darmanitan is silly. He's a silly boy. Look at that big head. Okay. Pass on the fighting. No, you know what? Screw it. I think Grapplock is cool. Is this... What is this? Bug? Poison. It's poison type. What am I... Toxtricity here, and I'm like, is it bug? I'm an idiot. Don't like any of them. Pass. Don't like any of the ground... you know what? Let's go with Runigrid. Runigrid? How do I pronounce his name? Runaregis. Runaregis Kelly. Oh, that could be fun. Runa Regis Kelly? That could be a question on a quiz. Oh my gosh. Gotta go with Corviknight. Corviknight was such a great addition to the Pokemon, like, franchise. Looks like he's farting himself into the air. I don't love that for him. It's gotta hurt. Yeah, we're gonna pass on all that action. I just don't like the fairies. Not until we get to Tinkaton. Oh man, I love Tinkaton. Cramorant specifically with a Pikachu in its mouth. Yeah, that guy's kind of fun. But it's only because he's eating stuff. It's because of what he's doing, not who he is. Pikachu. Runary, good game, us. Okay. Gastrodon, Alakazam, and Skarmory are my top 3. Those are great picks. All from very early gens. Stinko. My friend and I discovered your channel about 6 months ago, and we have watched everything and enjoyed all of it. We often put on your videos again for the fun, chill vibes, and we have recently started playing Pokemon Black and White after not playing a Pokemon game for more than 10 years. Thanks for everything you, Shannon, and all your friends do. Yeah, me, Shannon, and James. Stinko, thank you for that little, like, explanation in your first-time chat. I appreciate you coming in to say that, and it's really cool that you have a friend that watches them with you. Because I don't know if I could find 2 people who like each other who like our content. Always like Delibird. I do like Delibird. Delibird's a cool dude. Delivers presents. I think that's cool. My pizza just got here. Dinner with stream. Hell yeah. Stinko, same for me. The videos are great. I watch them to fall asleep. Hey, Coco, that's cool. I'm glad you watch them to fall asleep. I don't know how my, like, screaming sometimes comes off. Please know generally I'm playing a character. I'm never mad at people. But I do like to really give Adef a hard time. So I apologize if I wake you up with that. I read my pizza just got hard. That's so funny. My favorite Pokemon since Gen 2 has been Politoed. You sick pervert. I say that with much respect. Delicious James is my husband and I's comfort YouTube channel. Yo, Shamcat, that's beautiful. I love that. I, too, have a comfort YouTube channel. And it's nice to know that we are that for somebody. That's, like, really, thank you. I guess it's like the opposite of a fart. Sucks you up rather than blows you away. An inverted fart. Yeah, okay, this guy's an inverted fart. We'll give him that. Dude, I just think that Dottler's hilarious. Like, what do we think for this next Pokemon? Oh, he's a bug, right? They're like, yeah. It's like, make him a tent. What the Why would you do that? Dude, Shannon hates Dreadnought. But more than anything, he hates Choodle. He hates him so much. I don't know why. I think it might be his head shape. Hey, thanks for the subscribe, Stinko. I appreciate you. This is my comfort channel. Makes me laugh when I'm having a down day, and I love watching it with my kids. Okay, so A, beautiful. Thank you. I appreciate that. B, how old are your kids? Don't tell me, but, like, are they old enough that they appreciate some of the jokes? Or are some of them flying over their heads? Because I do feel bad when people are like, I watch this with my children. And then we just, like, drop an F-bomb and talk about butts. I feel like that's insane. Delicious James is definitely my comfort channel. In my top 5 on YouTube rap. Hell yeah, we made it. CMLC. 8 and 11. Oh, God. Well, you know what? They probably know how to wield terrible language. Not because of us, but they probably know how to wield it, and which is why they can watch this and enjoy. To be fair, butts are pretty universally funny at any age. You know what? That's true. Why are butts always funny? Anyway. Choodle makes me viscerally angry to look at, just like Blipbug. I don't see what's wrong with... actually, I do see what's wrong with him. Never mind. I'm going to move on. I saw it as soon as I looked at him. think Hisuian Arcanine's kind of cool. Wait, what? Why Hisuian Arcanine? Are they including Legends Arceus in this? Is that what this is? Yeah, I guess they must, because they've got Cleaver in there. Weird. Oh, dude, the ghosts? I think they did I really like Poltegeist. I think that's a solid pun, and I don't have any issues putting him in a favorite contender because of how good the pun is. Dragons... I hate the way Dracofish looks, but its jaw and all the little accoutrements that it gets, its like ability, make it so freaking cool. But I gotta go with my boy Regidrago. Actually, I could put Reggie over here, right? Yeah, I'll put Reggie over here. And then I'm gonna go with... Yeah, I'll probably go with Dragapult. I'm not very creative. Everyone likes Dragapult. Dude's just cool. Hisuian is an alternate form from Gen 8. Oh, cool. Okay. Well, you can tell how much I played Gen 8, right? Fart jokes get funnier with age. A nice aged fart joke. We love that. Some of them go over the 8-year-old's head. My 11-year-old gets it all. We view curse words as just words, so they're used to it. My rap has me as top 0.1% viewer. Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Internet high five. It's crazy the difference between top 1% and top 0.1% in terms of the views. But, because, like, a top 1% viewer will have seen, like, probably 60 of our videos. A top 0.1% viewer is seeing upwards of 900 of our videos to be in that kind of bracket. And that difference is so stupid and starkly contrasted, but it's a great way to explain to people the difference between a 1% rich person and a 0.1% rich person, and why we need to tax the absolute shit out of them. You're my favorite PokeTubers. I'm one of the few creators who make me laugh. Well, thank you. We make each other laugh, too, which is how we knew we needed to do YouTube. In the actual moving sprite for Morgrem, he's doing this kind of like come here finger thing, and it's really... Don't clip that, by the way. I don't want that on the internet. That's weird. But, like, he is so sensual, and I hate it. And he's shirtless, which is why I'm going to pick him. As a top 0.3% viewer, I can say I watch around 250 videos. See, that's insane. We don't even have... Well, we do, but we don't have 250 good videos. I'll tell you that for free. If I would have been able to make more of your streams this year, y'all easily would have been my #1 this year. We only started streaming in, like, July for the first time. YouTube hates me and refuses to give me the recap. Well, that's dumb. Oh, can you use a VPN? Change your VPN so you can see your recap? Because I think it's good in, like, Canada. Wait, hold on, Trist. Finding y'all's channel this year by semi-accident has been such a blessing for me. I have made some of my current best friends in your community. Okay, that's cool. Also, the people you listed are all awesome, which is great. But it feels like I have known you for ages. It's insane that you've just hopped into the channel this year. That's nuts. Just check my YouTube rap because you started talking about it in your channel. 2nd overall. Hell yeah, we're doing it. A come here or a come here? Come hither. Oh, man. I'm a top 0.2% viewer, and YouTube says I watched 327. Yeah, so to be top 0.2 is like the 300-ish. I think I saw someone who had, like, watched 2,000 videos who posted in the Discord. They had watched over 2,000 videos. That's gotta be the highest one. This is my first live. Cool, Robin. Welcome. I'm glad. This is actually kind of a weird live for me. I usually do more content than talking. Okay, we got to pick my fave. Oh, wait, hold on. Anything out of here? You know what? I love the unicorn. I love that they did that. That's fun. Wait. How creamy. And of the starters, who do I love? None of them. Let's go to my favorites. It's not going to be Santa Scorch. Drizzile is close, but only because he's wearing oven mitts and has an emo bang. Literally me in junior high school cooking, like, baked goods. When I was in grade 9, 10, I had, like, pretty long hair, and I buzzed the sides and left the front long. But also I was into, like, I was really, like, angry and emo, but I was also super into, like, musicals. It was a weird time in my life. Now I'm super into musicals and not emo. But anyway, here we are. Who is my fave from this gen? Who? You know what? I'm picking Corviknight. I think Corviknight's sick. He's unwell. He needs a doctor. I started watching Delicious James while doom scrolling at some point this year. It's pretty much energy bumped into doing something productive. Cool. Yo, Ninja. 3-stream streak. I can barely say that. What up now? Is it... You came across our channel playing the first... My tab just crashed. What the hell? I don't like that at all. Yo, Cozy Turtle! I'm a 0.1% viewer. This channel is definitely a comfort channel. I've watched over 2,000 vids, apparently. That's crazy. That's insane. Thank you. I appreciate it. Also, someone asked, when are we doing Suspicious Con? And I don't know. It'll be a pop-up, though. And people will walk by and be like, oh, that's weird. You guys are number 3 in my YouTube rap. I only started watching you in October. Oh my god! That's incredible. Okay, let's do this, guys. We are on to... Was that 8? We're on 9. We're on 9! That's the last one! 9! That's how many Pokemon there are in Gen 1! Ah! I think I saw my first DJ video because of Game Boy Luke and Patters. Oh, honestly, we could not believe we got both of them on one video. Those are two of our favorite, like, PokeTubers. It was very exciting. And Patters has been back for more, which is really nice. Game Boy Luke's just so busy. All right. I gotta go with my guy, Farigiraf. I think that... I like this Pokemon. Period. End of story. Not a lot of good Fire-type Pokemon introduced here. Not gonna lie. The Megas I don't count. Go with Fuecoco. Little man. Fuecoco. And for some reason, Zane thinks that Quaxley is most like me. And I do respect that. Oh my god! It's crazy Starmie. Did not care for the water Pokemon in this game. And I actually mained Quackleval, and I called him Quacklava for so long and never noticed, because I like to eat baklava. Anyway, on to grass. A lot of grass Pokemon in here. I don't care about any of them. I'm sorry. Electric Pokemon. I couldn't... Pomo, Pomot, Palm Tree. Is that their names? Pommy. Damn. Not Palm Tree. Close. And I don't like any of these either. I think an electric bird's a cool idea, but I don't know if I love them. Ice Pokemon, yeah, miss me with that. This was right around when I was like playing Pal World, and this Pokemon is just like straight from Pal World. Oh yeah, I really like the addition of Annihilate. I also love the trick of how to get him. I think that's really cool. How do you check your YouTube rap? Pikachu, your YouTube rap is just something that's like presented to you when your country says it's appropriate. Found you guys because of your collab with Loxton. Dude, Loxton's just like one of the boys now, and it's awesome. He just hops, like, he's so ready for a quiz, and he's so smart. Like, he's so good at them. Oh, man. He's gotten more comfortable with us recently, too, and he started making more jokes, and I love that he's coming into his own, like, with our crew. That's just nice. Peter was meant to say this 2 months ago, but you might not even remember, but you liked the video of the band I saw live new song. I'm glad you agreed because I was worried no one would. But I like all music, if I'm being honest. I just love music. Music's incredible. A good live performance, so good. I found you guys through True Green, and it's become an addiction. Oh, Robin, did you find us through True Green being on our channel, or us when we went on his channel with Adef and Munching Orange? God, this gen really had forgettable mons. Yes, thank you. None of these are good. I can tell you right now, I'm not going to have a hard time picking my favorite, because there's only really one. No, pass. None of these. No, pass. I kind of like Clodsire. He's kind of great. Pass. Pass. Yuck, pass. Yeah, pass, unfortunately. Any of these guys? Any ghosts that I like? Technically, this guy is the ghost I like. But I just can't. I can't put him in again. Dragons, now. Also not a gen for dragon lovers, if I'm being honest with you. Pass. Dark Pokemon. As much as I liked Arvin's story, I just don't care about Mabostiff, and that's insane because I love dogs. I just don't. I don't. I'm so apathetic to this whole gen. Now, here's a Pokemon I really like. Tinkaton, hilarious. Such a great. I love a small thing wielding a large weapon. That's tops for me. Now, Fido and Dashbun, kind of dig. Starters, I mean, Fuecoco. I already chose him. I just don't care. What do we got here? Anything going on? Nope. Legendaries. Nope. Don't care. All right. This is the weakest gen, in my opinion. I'm going to have to go with my Steel Fairy type. What a defensive wall this Pokemon is. I love Tinkaton. And now we have all my Pokemon. Look, if we take a look to the right, which you probably aren't seeing on my screen right now is the problem. Ah! It got so small. Okay, hold on. I'm going to do this. Because I resized my screen a little bit. Okay, this should be like dead center for us now, so let's go over. Yep. Okay, here are my picks. I have, from Gen 1, Arcanine. From Gen 2, Umbreon. Gen 3, I have Flygon. Gen 4, I picked Female Hippowdon. Gen 5, I picked Excadrill. Gen 6, Noivern. 7, Delmise or Delmise. Gen 8, I picked Corviknight. And Gen 9, I picked Tinkaton. Now, I don't really think this is close. Because as much as I love Corviknight and Tinkaton and Delmise and Noivern, I just haven't known them long enough. So I'm going to say anything past Gen 5 is not making it. And now the difficult part starts. As much as I love Hippowdon, I cannot pick Hippowdon. For no other reason than I don't think it's interesting enough. Right, compared to these other ones. So we're going Excadrill, Flygon, Umbreon. Umbreon's my wife's favorite. And I'm going to get rid of it for that reason, because I can't just have my wife's favorite. Peter, what's your favorite Christmas movie? Oh my gosh, guys, I can show you my favorite... Well, I can't show it to you. We get demonetized. It's Arthur Christmas. Arthur Christmas is just like... I watch it every year multiple times. It's hilarious. If you haven't seen it, it's worth seeing. It is... Basically, Santa's about to retire, and he's got 2 sons. And one is really, sort of intuitive and kind of goofy and fun. And then the other one is like a technician who's trying to, festivize the holidays. So anyway, that's my favorite Christmas movie. Hold on, I gotta see some of these. No Ceruledge. Hello, Peterg. Hello, Ian Dieb. Peter, what's your favorite Christmas movie? We saw that. I love the illustration under Peter. It has the egg. Thank you. We have a wonderful artist named OrPro, who we do a lot of our thumbnails through, but a lot of this art comes from them as well. They did our merch. Our merchandise was from OrPro, and they are just fantastic to work with. Timothy Chestnut's Guide to Saving Christmas? No! I have no memory if I found the channel. I've just always been here. Yeah, truly. Me too. You have another row, though. Oh, it wants me to do my favorite of each category? Yeah, normal, it's got to be, like, Miltank, probably. I think Miltank. I just remember Whitney just beating the absolute piss out of me. Fire Pokemon. Yeah, obviously got to be my boy Arcanine. Water Pokemon? What are Pokemon? Damn it, I made that joke earlier. Starmie. Done. Grass, 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 grass. Magneton. No, probably Magnezone. I always push for a Magnezone. Ice. Not a lot of ice. Didn't love the ice. Lapras, definitely. No questions. Fighting Pokemon. Favorite fighting Pokemon. Now we're asking a real question, because Bois has now become one of my favorite by virtue of what it did for me in the game. I think it's Primeape or... Nah, it's got to be Annihilape. Annihilape is too cool. Crobat, definitely. Ground, Flygon, thank you. Flying Pokemon. I have more flying. Gonna be Corviknight, no question. The letter K. Scizor, I guess. Rock Pokemon. Yeah, probably T-Tar. Makes my team a lot. Ghost, this one's kind of difficult because I do love Gengar, but I don't want to be basic. I do kind of love Chandelure. Shoot, that's difficult. I like Gengar's design, but Chandelure... Ah! This one's difficult. I'm going to go Gengar, but know that Chandelure was very close. No question, Dragonite. I know I'm a first-gen boy. I'm boring. I get it. It's my fault. Of the dark Pokemon... Oh, God, I want Morgrem so bad. But I'm going to pick Umbreon. Steel Pokemon. See, it's funny because I love Tinkaton from that gen, but I actually think Aggron's got just a cooler design. I just want a Triceratops in my life. Fairy Pokemon. It's got to go... Granbull, cool design, but Togekiss I actually like utility-wise. Oh, my son. I can't pick him because I already know he's first. He'd be a hands-down winner. I'm going to go Grovyle with the starters. I did not like the gimmick forms, but I do like that unicorn. You know the unicorn is Scotland's national animal? Isn't that insane? What do I like here? I just think Suicune's cool. I'd get a tattoo of Suicune. He's just a cool dude. And now, my favorite of all of these Pokemon. God, this is difficult. This is rough, guys. This is awful. It's awful having to pick between your... It's like being asked to pick between your children, you know? God, I'm down to 2 ground types and a fire type, really. It's like Arcanine. I love dogs is the thing. I love dogs with all my heart. I think they're just wonderful companions, and they're actually... I've got a theory where I think they're really good for, like, men's mental health, because a lot of time men are told to, like, you know, don't show your emotions, but then it's totally acceptable when they love a dog. Like, you know how every time you're like, I want a dog, your dad would go, no, you're not getting a dog because I'm going to have to take care of it. And then you get the dog and they love taking care of it. It's because it's good for them. But I think that's why I'm drawn to Arcanine. So I think I'm going to have to go... think it's Flygon. I think I gotta go with Flygon. I love him. He's ridiculous, and he's awesome. And that's it. Peter, who's your favorite mod, and why is it Triss? That's rude. I love you both for different reasons. Go wash your hands. In fact, the dogs are the first domesticated animal. Yeah, and a cool fact about dogs, which you probably know, but dogs developed the ability to move their eyebrows because it allowed them to emote towards people more. Isn't that cool? Oh, man. Peter, did you know the reason why the unicorn is Scotland's national animal? It's because back when they were choosing the unicorn, it was considered the natural predator of lions. Lion is the English national animal. That's cool as hell. Didn't know. God, the unknown K looks so much dumber than I remember. But, Vals, that's why I picked it, because it's so dumb. I gotta go back and move my music. Holy ravioli. We're missing out on... sounds. I do like the waves, but it's kind of freaking me out a little bit. Let's go back here. So quiet. Oh, God. There we go. All right. Huh. Flygon, number 2. Flygon is my number 2 guy. Thank you, everyone, for sitting through that. I was going to do... I might do some of these at like another time. That was a lot of fun. So Flygon's my number 2. I'm going to have to tell Flygon. Okay. What am I doing next? Am I doing which professor are you? And we can do these together. Which Pokemon profession should you go into? Or take a test to figure out what your dual type personality is. That's where I'm at right now. Type. Queenie says type. We got profession and we got type. Personality 1. Sounds fun. Okay, we got profession, type, and person. Everyone wants to... Okay, so screw it. We're just going to do all of these. I'm going to throw this one in the chat. We're going to start with the personality type. Dual type quiz. I'm throwing that in. I'm going to replace the pinned message. All right, guys, we're going dual type. Links are going in the chat. Pinned. Boom. All right. Things are pinned. We like this. Let us take the test together. Introduction. Methodology? Oh my god. Data was compiled from every Pokedex entry in one single description. Typically around 1 to 3 paragraphs per Poke. Wow. This is so cool. Back to main menu. Let's take the test. Hello and welcome to the world of Pokemon personality types. This test is built on data compiled from every Pokemon's entry in every known region's Pokedex. 10,000 plus entries. That's a lot more Pokemon than I thought there were. Oh, all the dexes. Sorry, that's my bad. This test is 50 questions, all of which involve scenarios that require you to imagine on the part of the test taker. Variability based on how the test taker interprets these details of each question is expected and accounted for. Oh, hell yeah. Guys, let's do this. Ooh. Okay. You've just moved, and all your stuff is still in boxes in your new bedroom. How does the thought of unpacking and arranging your stuff most likely make you feel? Excited. I'm looking forward to figuring out where everything goes. Neutral. Take things out. Put them wherever. Anxious. I'm not anxious about it. Wistful. I like my old bedroom. Tired. I don't have much stuff. I really don't have much stuff, if I'm being honest. But I think I'm excited. I'm excited to unpack. Okay. You find a box marked free on the side of the road, full of unrelated pieces of wood, metal, and plastic. Which best describes your most likely reaction? Grab the entire box, pick out a few things. Unrelated pieces of wood, metal, and plastic. Where's the I do not care, I wouldn't even take a second look? I would take something off. It's clearly trash. I ignore it. I would consider it trash. A friend invites you out to an event in a place that you've never ever heard of before. Which of the following would most likely make you want to go with them? There's 50 of these. I'm going to be here until next Wednesday. This is insane. Okay. If there's going to be lots of people, okay, which of the following would most likely make you want to go with them? Lots of people? Don't care about lots of people. Going to be other friends. Do like other friends. But I also want to just go with one friend. If the event looks lively, energetic, and fun. Game night, karaoke night. Yeah, okay. I'm good for that to a certain degree. If the event looks chill, relaxed, and quiet. Quiet concert? When would... What? Quiet and concert? That's like... That I don't even have... Like, it's an oxymoron is what it is. Be like a loud book, you know? And setting. You can get intoxicated. Nope. Pass. Miss me with that. If the place looks totally different from anywhere I've been before. Friends. It's got to be friends. I like people that I like, you know? Like a piano recital. Oh, yeah, never mind. That makes sense. Quiet concerts, so like jazz. Not the jazz I listen to. Like an orchestral classical thing, I assume. Yeah, except for Beethoven is classical. And he actually, people got mad at Beethoven for the bum-bum-bum-bum because it scared people. It actually scared people because there had never been music like that before, taking advantage of your emotions in that way. Peter, what's your opinion on Jizz? I think the Cantina Band is one of the bands of all time, okay? Done. Hands down. Okay, so, you suspect that a favorite habit of yours is having a bad effect on your body. Yeah, one of my favorite hobbies is eating pastries. I stopped doing it immediately. I try to do less. Try to incorporate other habits. I don't adjust my behavior. I probably do it more just to see what happens. No. Try to break the habit, but I really struggle. I drop it immediately. I have the luxury of knowing that I have multiple things that I enjoy. If I found out that drums was going to, like, give me tendinitis when I was older, I would stop, even though it literally breathes life into my days. Because I'm sure I can find something else. Okay. Beethoven's first rage baiter? Hell yeah, that's funny. They couldn't handle his aura. Yes. I'm running the soundboard for a local community jazz band, and I can tell you that they are not quiet. I didn't know you did sound stuff. That's cool. Okay, so... An important appliance in your home stops working. Which of the following best describes your most likely initial response? I bet I know how to fix it. I don't. But I will try to fix it. Try to figure out what's wrong with it, either my own or from the internet, see if I can fix it. Yep, that's pretty much it. If I don't have the stuff, I'm just going to call somebody. You need a favor. Sorry, I'm a little thirsty. Yeehaw. You need a favor from someone, but you know they've already got a lot on their plate. What are you most likely to do? Just ask them no. Ask them and let them know how much I mean. Ask them, but let them know it's okay for them to say no. That's what I do. If I need somebody, it's like, look, you're the only person I know who can do this. I know you're busy. You do not have to do it for me. Please know that if you put it off, it will not affect our relationship whatsoever. But I'm asking you first because I know you're going to do it well. Which of the following would you most likely use as the best evidence to show you have a healthy lifestyle? Strong muscle and general athleticism. I know a lot of people who are in great shape, like physically, who have a terrible diet and smoke and all that stuff. So, no. A nutritionally balanced diet? No. Sustainable sleep schedule? No, because if you're good at sleeping but you have like a crappy diet. An attractive physical appearance. That one's bottom of the list. But ironically, attractive people oftentimes don't do the things they need to take care of themselves because people already praise them for being attractive. So that's kind of funny. My consistent mental stability, lack of addictive behaviors. You can have addictive behaviors but manage them well, so I don't know if that one really works. Mental health triangle and whatnot. Low body fat percentage. Nope. My ability to maintain relationships, good hygiene, lack of doctor visits. Don't think I'd be... Okay, so this is dumb, because which of the following would you most likely use as the best evidence to show you're in a healthy lifestyle? It would be, am I able to do for a prolonged period of time the things that I enjoy doing? Right? Like, if I'm able to do it and it's not negatively impacting my ability to keep doing it, then it's probably healthy. You know what I mean? Right? Like, if everyone's got a different set weight, low body fat percentage, no, absolutely not. That does not, like, everyone on Ozempic right now is going to find out very, very soon and very, very hard that they are not healthy. Wouldn't that be relationships? My ability to relationships with things, but not necessarily with people. I do see what you're saying. How would you know you have a healthy lifestyle? I don't. What even is Ozempic? I don't know. I don't profess to know any of the science. I wish I did, but I just know to stay away from it. I do the same thing with alcohol. I do the same thing with cigarettes. I just stay away. Nutritionally balanced diet. Again, you could have a balanced diet nutritionally, but still eat too much and then be unhealthy, or eat too little and be unhealthy. Sustained sleep schedule, consistent mental. Yeah, maybe mental stability. Let's go with mental stability, because I don't think any of these in isolation do that, but I think this one's the closest. Okay, it's very late. The grocery store is closed, and you just realize that you're hungry. The only food you have is some leftovers from a meal that you didn't like that much to begin with. What are you likely to do about it? Eat the leftovers and go to sleep. Don't do anything. Don't eat anything, go to sleep. Don't eat anything and probably stay awake until the grocery store opens. Spice up the leftovers. Order late night takeout. Chew on a clean piece of clothing. That's really funny. That's so dumb. Do people do that? Maybe. I would drink water. I wouldn't do any of these. I guess don't do anything and go to sleep. But, like, I would drink, because water, usually it's like I'm just empty, and that's the problem, or I'm bored. So I would just drink some water. Okay. Let's go with don't eat anything and go to sleep, because I would drink something. There's a caveat to that, but I'm sorry, Tris. The GLP-1 reactor booster / miniker boost, blah, 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 blah. Okay, see, right there, you've lost me. You've lost me on the technical side. Too many big words. I leave that to my wife. You found out someone you don't like has stopped going to a place that you both normally go to, specifically because they're afraid of running into you. Which of the following best describes your most likely feeling about that? Wow. If there's someone that I really don't like, because I give people, like, the benefit of the doubt. I've had people walk all over me in my life, and I'm still like, but they're kind of nice. If I really don't like someone, it's because I have done my due diligence, right? At this point in my life, it is because they're genuinely toxic. That's the only time I don't like someone. So, amazing. I hope they continue to stay out of my world. Trying to open a jar. Even with gripper pads, it takes a lot of strength. How are you most likely to continue? Pass it to my wife. Keep going until it opens. Yeah, momentum's pretty good. Take a moment to assess my position and try again. Warp the lid by denting, prying, or running it under hot water. No. Let it go for now. Yeah. I would go with the running it under hot water. I would probably take a moment to assess my position and try again, but I would try again with the added hot water. You're working on something important when you get a text from a friend who wants to hang out right now. How are you most likely to react? Without reading these, I would probably ask if this is, like, legitimately a mental health emergency. Like, do they need me, or are they just bored? I've returned after a long... Wait, what? I've returned after taking a long hour shower? Good God, I hope that was good. Chiropractors walk all over me. No, they don't. You gotta get a different chiropractor. Okay, you're working on something important. I tell my friend that I'm busy and I propose a different time to hang out. I'm that busy. I welcome them to hang out with me while I work. I drop what I'm doing. Yeah, hang out with me while I work, probably. Pretend I didn't see the text. No, if it's urgent, I'm going to see it. I see all my texts. It just needs to be urgent for me to respond to it. Drip Toast, Ozempic kills your appetite so you won't feel the need to eat. I've actually heard that Ozempic in recent studies kills your motivation to do anything. It actually just decreases motivation. Motivation for hunger, motivation for exercise, motivation for engagement, motivation for like sex, all that stuff gets decreased on account of Ozempic. Again, don't quote me on this, but that's what I've been hearing, and that terrifies me. I'm already so unmotivated. I tell my friend that I'm busy, but I welcome them to come hang out. That's it. You sprained your ankle. It's pretty common, but what are you most likely to do in response? Yeah, I'd probably just, like, rest for a little bit and then keep doing what I was doing. But, like, not if that thing was the thing that made me sprain. Like, not like basketball. Oh, FYI, rest, ice, compression, elevation, rice, that's bad. The ice part is bad, right? What is swelling, right? Swelling is your body's response to damage. It is blood flowing into the area. So you just basically, by putting ice on it, you're like, I don't want blood flowing in. I don't want the nutrients coming with the blood. I don't want to feel better faster. My wife told me this because she's a physio and she understands things. This is not coming from me. So yeah, don't put ice on it unless you're trying to stop the bleeding. Right? Because swelling is actually good. It might suck. It might be stiff. If you need to use it right away, then ice it. But if you're trying to get it to heal, you want that blood because the blood brings the nutrients that make things better. Okay, just walk it off. Stay off. Yeah, stay off it as much as possible for the next few days. I'm too old. Rice is the way recommended by doctors, though. It was for a very long time, and now it is being suggested that that's not the way to do it. Rice has always been, like, science is just as good as it can be until new research comes out, and our understanding has grown. Okay, Italian doctors aren't up to date. Doctors don't have time to read new research. A lot of the time, whatever they knew at the end of med school is kind of what they know. Right? Doctors are just people. Like, I know several doctors. I worked with several doctors for a little while. They're all just people hopefully doing their best, but sometimes they're not even doing their best. They're just too busy. Like, my doctor in, like, Newfoundland, when I was there during COVID, he said that he had never been happier than when COVID hit because he got to work from home and do less because he was so overworked on a regular day. So he was actually, like, thankful for COVID, right? That's how overworked doctors are. So I'm not surprised when doctors get stuff wrong. I'm not surprised when I get stuff wrong. We can't know everything, but it's why you go to a specialist and hope that they're at least a little closer to the answer than you. Okay, you want to make someone a birthday card? I do. I like that. I hate buying cards. I love making them. I think it's more meaningful if they just scribbled something on a piece of paper than paying $8 to Hallmark. Other than paper, you realize that you only have a few colored markers and some random stickers. What are the next steps? I don't think about it. I assess my materials and plan a design that makes them most of them. Yeah, absolutely. You're doing an escape room with some friends. How are you most likely to be in this situation? Excited, puzzles are fun. Casual, it's just a game. Focused, competitive, bossy, stressed, inactive. I don't know. I would say just casual. I'm not, like, if I really need to, like, get in there and do it, cool. But I try to surround myself with smart people, so generally I only have to contribute a little bit to these things. Oh my god, look at all the reading. I can't read. Hey, I got a quick question. What kind of camera do you use? Right now I'm using a Logitech StreamCam. They're kind of cool. Pretty good. Do I think they're, like, necessarily, like better than other cheaper cameras? Not really. Because I have, like, decent lighting. Like, if I turn off my lighting, check this out. It's not the good. Not the very good camera. But I have it set up so that it responds to light better, like the aperture and stuff. So it is pretty solid, but Why is it so bright? Adjust, please. There we go. Peter, does Shannon have a job alongside the YouTube channel as well? Bothering my mother seems to be his main job. She hasn't done a lot of recently, and that's good. But no. This is his full-time thing, and it will be my full-time thing soon. For a moment, you looked as reflective as the moon. Huh. Okay, well. It's nice quality. Thank you. It's just... Getting a good camera is not about having a really solid camera. It's about understanding the lighting conditions and being able to go into the program and set the aperture of your camera. Which, like, I don't understand, but I did a little, like, thing online and said, look, if you've got lighting of this many lumens, then you should do this. And it works, right? It makes my forehead not quite so shiny. Because that's really the problem. Is how shiny my forehead gets. Peter, serious camera question. As a bald man, do you have to factor in the right amount of light for your head? Yeah, absolutely I do. I'm also very pale, which is why I can't, like... The fact that I'm bald and the fact that I'm pale, they both work in the same direction. I need lower light. I need a box light that's very gentle. Anyway, you're having a heated argument with someone you're close to. And they just brought up something that they know you're really sensitive about in a negative light. How are you most likely to respond? I know I've won the argument at that point. I hope that's in here. Anytime someone starts to yell in an argument, the other person has won regardless of position. Because you frustrated them to a degree where they have shown that they don't have the ability to continue the argument. Which means they forfeited. Genuinely best of luck to you two in your transition to full-time. Hey, thanks, Sappy. Sappy? Sapfy? Thanks, Sappy. Appreciate it. What's the pay for professional mom botherer? Whatever Shannon's cut of the channel is. It varies. Glad you guys can make this your full-time job. You're genuinely my favorite creators and really deserve it. Thanks, Vals. I appreciate it. Okay, let's see this. I just stand there and try to process. Nope, I process pretty quick in an argument. I actually love an argument, which is a terrible feature. It's a very toxic thing about me, but I love getting into a good argument because I know the structure of a debate. Aperture, isn't that where you get needles poked in all over you? Yeah, that's pretty close. I stone-face them and act like it never bothered me. I probably just start crying. I let them know that they crossed the line. I take a moment to collect myself and calmly let them know they crossed the line. Try to change the topic. I bring up something that they know they're sensitive about. No, don't fire back. You've already won. I get physical with them. Just brush their cheek with my hand. Like, that wasn't very nice. I immediately walk away from them. Try to find out if they have a good reason for bringing that up. I genuinely can't imagine something that I'm really sensitive about. I mean, yeah, kind of that one. Calmly let them know they crossed the line. My answer's not here. Would you say you're a master at debating? No, I've not mastered it. If I know anything about anything, it's that I'll never have mastered a thing. Because once you get to the top level, you realize there's another level above it. You should choose your words nicer next time and kiss them on the forehead. That's diabolical. I love that. Okay, you've just woken up and it's a work or school day. What are you most likely to do for yourself within the first hour of being awake? Scramble to the door because I'm probably already late. Just the basics. Eat breakfast, take a shower, take my meds, brush my... I love that they added take my meds in there. That's so healthy and wonderful. Whoever made this, I respect that. The basics, plus some exercise... Screw that. Never in a million years would I wake up and do exercise. I just don't have it in me. Spend a lot of time making a really nice breakfast. Not a lot of time. Rush out the door. I like to sleep in as late as possible. I think that one's kind of more akin to what I do. I do make a point of eating breakfast, but only after I've dropped my wife and dog off. You know what I mean? Do whatever assignment is due. Slowly eat breakfast and watch internet videos. Lie awake in bed for a while and think about whatever dream. Lie awake in bed for a while and think about everything. Oh, yeah, no, probably that last one. You're in a self-help section of the bookstore. What are you most likely looking for? I don't know, a book? God. Oh, look, a book. On financial success. Nope. A book on finding spiritual fulfillment. Nope. Book on healthy eating habits. Nope. Book on healthy fitness habits. They'd be in the same book, I think. Book on increasing productivity. Probably. Book on handling mental health issues. That's cool, yeah. Maintaining relationships. The way to a different section of the bookstore or just out of the bookstore entirely. Yeah, probably that one, if I'm being honest. Why do I sound like one of those little, like, turny things? I don't think I would get a book for self-help. I think I would just go see a therapist or go see the respective, like, if I, like, needed better fitness habits, I would go talk to a personal trainer. You know what I mean? I think I'd get out of there. You express a strong opinion in a group conversation, and it's immediately challenged by someone in the group. We've all been here. Thanksgiving, anyone? Oh, we got people who are finishing. Fairy monotype hype. Hell yeah. Oh, a neon groan tube. Thank you. Got ice monotype. Oh, we got a lot of monotypes going on. Okay, I walk back my opinion. Nope. I pretend I was just joking. Sometimes. I explain what has led me to believe. I acknowledge the difference of opinion and move on. Well, see, I would try and help me understand. I would just say, "Can you help me understand why you don't believe that?" Oftentimes at my like supper table, with like my parents or relatives, I'll say something, and they're like, "Don't you think cancel culture is detrimental to, you know, like people who are trying to run small businesses?" And I'm just like, I think it's accountability, but help me understand how you think it's detrimental. And most of the time, they just can't explain it. Flying, hell yeah. I challenge their beliefs to see if there's actually any merit. Yep, boom, that's the one. Okay, you're doing a task, you suddenly realize that it's much more time sensitive than you were expecting. How will this most likely make you feel? A little stressed, but I can handle it. You're throwing a party at your place. How are you most likely to get people to show up? Be friends with them. My parties always rule. And sending in invites, I'd emphasize very, I make really fun invitations. I let guests know how exclusive the party is. I invite as many people as possible. If I'm throwing a party, there's probably a special reason. I don't think my friends would want to miss it. Yeah, that's it, right? If I want to throw a party, I don't know anyone who I'd invite. I can't imagine throwing a party. Yeah, I like this one. If I'm going to throw a party, I'm inviting people who I care about and care about me. I'm not inviting people on the hubs like, oh, I really hope that guy from the bakery shows up. He seemed pretty chill. All right. 2 of your friends are having a personal conflict, and they want you to mediate to help find a solution. Yeah, been there. What trait of yours would most likely be the reason they asked you to specify? Authority. I'm good at making firm decisions. Maybe. Wisdom. Warmth. Disloyalty. I'm good at not getting personally invested. Oh, yeah, okay. Honesty. Maybe not honesty. I think I'm just logical. I would pick a logic. I would just help them get to the decision themselves. You know what I mean? It is better to accept differences and learn from them than to stand your ground and stay stupid. Aoife O'Connor. That's a cool quote. I really like this one. It's best not to argue with an idiot, lest they bring you down to their level and beat you with years of experience. Proximity. Foolishness. Disloyalty, warmth, wisdom. Probably just wisdom. Yeah, I'm good at seeing both sides. I do like that. I like a good debate. As long as it contributes to, like, learning at the end. I don't like a debate that makes 2 people at the end of it go like, well, I guess I'm leaving. That one sucks. You are at a giant multi-stage musical festival. Where are you most likely to be found? A giant crowd. No. In the crowd, but only to get a better look at the performers. In the mosh pit. When I was younger, maybe. Not now. The edge of the crowd where it's not so densely packed. Somewhere on the edge of the crowd so I can still talk to people. Way off in the distance and join the vibe. Literally anywhere else. I'm just not into music. That's a damn lie. Way off in the distance, no. Somewhere on the edge of the crowd. So like the last metal show that I went to, I found out that you could just if you had a drink, you could just stand back by the bar. And so I just kept buying the drinks that were largest and I could sip on the most. So, yeah. I'm there to listen to the band, right? I'm not there to get in the pit anymore. That's old me. Hey-o, I was going to take a nap, so I was watching from bed, but now I'm up. Hey, Chibi, you should check the pinned comment. You should try out this little thing to see what your typing is. Which of the following intense jobs would be least likely to break you? Bouncer, firefighter, professional wrestler, stunt person, logger, fulfillment center worker? Huh, that would break me mentally. Physically, I'm pretty good. Mentally, though, I worked in an insurance company for like less than a year. It broke me. Dealing with people on their worst days is so hard. SWAT officer, nurse, bartender. Oh, so which would be least likely to break you? Which one would you want to do most is what this is asking. What a weird way to ask which one would you want to do most. Bouncer? No, I don't want that unnecessary confrontation with drunk people. Firefighter? They just don't get enough respect. I feel like that would be hard. Professional wrestler? Pass. I know how hard it is to work your way up in professional wrestling. Stunt person? Nope. Logger? Could be cool. Fulfillment center? No. SWAT? No. Nurse? I thought about going into nursing. I think I would have liked nursing. Yeah, and I can do the hours. It's not to say that nursing is easy. It's just the one that I resonate with most as like a thing I want to do. Oh no, you belong to a subculture that has suddenly gotten a lot of negative mainstream media attention. Yeah, using Reddit. That's the subculture. How would this affect your relationship to that subculture? I would rethink my affiliation. Is this subculture actually a problem? I would abandon. Yeah, I would just think about it. You are a student. You have a really big test coming up. How are you most likely to handle this? Study a little. Look over at someone else's test. Don't study at all. Don't study. No, I would study. I wouldn't try for a perfect score, though. I'd study enough. A friend asked you for a favor that might actually take some effort on your part. Yeah, I'm in. I love helping friends. It's one of the things that give me the most joy. When a friend comes to me and they're like, dude, I need help. And I'm like, yeah, I'm there for it. 2 o'clock in the morning, I got to bury this body. I'm in. Let's do it. Let's go. Okay. If I have the time to do what they're asking. If I had the energy. Yeah, if I had the time, literally, I always have the energy. I'm good. Oh, I like these better. Okay, if there's anyone else, there's little to consider. I'm always happy to help. There's little to consider. I'm always willing to help out a friend, even if I'm groaning internally. There's little to consider. Always happy to be helpful in general. Yeah. All my friends know not to ask me for favors. That's crazy. You don't have work, school, or any pressing responsibilities. It's a sunny and mild day out. I thought sunny and mild were kind of like the opposite of each other. But anyway, what are you most likely to do about it? Spend as much of the day outside as possible. See if any of my friends want to do something outside with me. Make sure to go outside at some point. Open my window. Yeah, people. Surround myself with people. Community. You're on a first date with someone who barely knows you. Yeah, I don't usually go on a first date with someone who knows me very well. We've probably already been on a date if they know me well. But anyway, had no friends in common with you. Which of the following you most like to approach to sharing things about yourself? I would share my darker secrets pretty quickly. I would be as open as possible without saying anything too controversial. I wouldn't. I would adjust the details of my personal life based on... Nope, I don't like that. I would fully make up stories about myself. Ugh, yuck. How are you going to keep that up, dude? Oh, no! How do I go back? I would allude to having darker secrets. No, I would just be as open as possible without saying anything to, like, freak them out first. You feel... Unless it's, like, a non-negotiable. If it's, like, human rights stuff, and they're like, I don't know about that, then I'd be like, all right, well, you enjoy the meal. I'm going to leave 50%, and you get the tip. I work in a healthcare facility, but not in nursing. Mad props, but I could not handle it. Yeah, props to them, not to me for saying it. You shouldn't be going on dates at all. You're married. Kingdoms, that's a lie. You gotta go on dates when you're married. It's the best. Not with other people, obviously. Go on dates with your partner. Okay, you feel it's time for a change, and you're reorganizing everything in your bedroom, including the furniture. Dude, remember doing that when you were a kid? You'd, like, reorganize where your bed was, and then you'd be like, it's a new room! What aspect of your life is this new layout most likely to support? Bedtime ritual, productivity, exercise. I don't exercise in my room. Never mind. My friends and my social life, my relaxation and leisure activities. But your room is for, like, relaxation and leisure activities. So, I don't know. My pet and their general happiness? Yo, there were 1,037 dislikes. We haven't even had that many views. That'd be incredible. My relaxation and leisure activities. I'm organized. I share a bedroom. I mean, technically, I do share a bedroom. Productivity and workflow, bedtime rituals, sleeping habits. Yeah, probably that one. Something just like a general vibe for bedtime. Okay, you've taken an intercontinental train to an unfamiliar city, and you realize that some wires got crossed, and you don't actually have anywhere to stay. How are you most likely to handle this? I just find a hotel. Honestly, I'm at a point in my life where I'd find a nice hotel, if I'm being honest. Go and meet people? No, that's how you get kidnapped. I'm not saying someone will want to kidnap me. I'm just saying that's how you do it. Sleep in the terminal, don't know. Yeah, find a nice hotel to stay in. What is your ultimate priority when working out? I want to feel stronger. Oh, actually, no, it's generally feeling healthier. Never mind. You have established friend group that gets together regularly, and unexpectedly one of your friends brings a new person into the group. How are you most likely to feel about this? Optimistic, generally. I am, of course, going to be friendly to them, but I'm not looking to add new friends. I'm kind of torn. I would be very nice to them. I would include them. If your neighbors were asked about what you're like, what sort of consensus would they most likely have? Yo, my neighbors are like in their like 60s and 70s. My whole street is really old. So, I assume they think I'm just some young buck. They have a pretty accurate sense of my personality. Yeah, they would. In general, people like I am who I am. I wear it unashamedly. Yeah. You're really angry, and you're all alone in your home. How are you most likely to handle this? By calling or texting a friend, and venting to them. Calling or texting my therapist. Unleashing my fury on an inanimate object. No. Screaming really loudly. Singing really loudly. Screaming into a pillow. I have done those things, screaming into a pillow. Never screaming really loudly. I don't want people to, like, be scared of me. Not a thing I want associated with me. By working out or doing something physical, doing something fun and relaxing, doing something creative, taking time to myself. Yeah, generally take time to myself. Just, like, figure it out. Is crying into your pillow an option? Yeah, come on, what the heck? Okay, you suddenly decided to skip town and you find yourself somewhere new and low on funds. What do you feel would be your greatest asset in finding a new job? My extensive and varied previous work experience? Yeah, probably. Ability to subtly pad a resume? Hell yeah. Boldness to fully lie on a resume? I think I've just got a lot of good work experience. Willingness to do anything for money. High status at my old job. Above average physical. Above average intelligence. Yeah, I think I just have a lot of work experience. It would probably be my best way to find a job. Or I could swing most of my stuff in a pretty positive way. Okay, you're out with some friends, and some jerk makes a vulgar remark about what you're wearing. So I've never had someone make a remark about what I'm wearing, but I have had someone say some things to me while I'm out and about that were clearly trying to antagonize me. And what you do is you turn to them and you go, "What?" And then they say it again. You go, "Huh? What?" And then they start getting mad and you're like, "I can't hear you, dude. Can you speak up?" And they start like screaming, or they get really mad and like move away. But yeah, just saying, "What? What?" is the best way to spin someone out in that situation. It is my favorite rebuttal. Okay, tell them to buzz off. Tell them to buzz off with strong language and rude gestures. Fly off! Say something mocking and insulting to them and walk away. Step to them. I'm not going to get physical. The only fight you want to get in is none of them. That's the only fight. Don't ever fight. It's just asking for someone to get hurt. And even if it's not you, then you've hurt someone else and you've done an illegal. Slap them and see if they want to do anything about it. Kiss them right on the lips. Ignore them. Focus on my friends. Pretend like I'm not bothered. Leave the situation as fast as possible. Laugh it off. Thank them for their opinion. Get in a relationship with them for at least 3 months. Oh, that's really diabolical. That's crazy. I'd say just laugh it off. Okay. Your friend is moving into a new place in the same town, and you and a few other friends have gone over to help out. What are you most likely doing? Yeah, sticking close to my friend, finding the biggest things I can move by myself. Yeah, absolutely. Okay, you've been sitting at a desk. Oh god, they know. They know! Peter, I'm going to guess you're a water type. Okay, maybe. What type would that last one lead you toward? I don't even know. I'm really keen to know what certain answers would like lend themselves to. It's like, that one's a dragon answer. You've been sitting at a desk working on the same thing for several hours and only getting up periodically to use the bathroom. How are you most likely to feel in this moment? Stiff, hungry, tired, bored, productive. Yeah, I tend to get pretty bored. We're on a first date with someone at a karaoke dance night. Damn, that's a lot. What will you most likely do to try and impress the date? Sing, yeah, I'd probably pick a song that I can sing really well. Definitely not showing off my dancing. Dance with other people. Nah. Buy my date an expensive drink. I don't think things, if that's the relationship you're building, whatever. But like for me, I don't think buying them things is something that gives me confidence in their interest in me. I would never go on a date in a place like this. I already told you I don't go on dates. Ignore the singing and dancing, have a nice conversation. That's not how I impress them with a nice conversation. I don't know if my speaking skills are that good. Sing a song I know I can sing really well. Yeah. You're volunteering at a place with a lot of different tasks, but work is going unusually slow for a specific assignment to the point of being nearly non-existent. What are you most likely to do about it? Hang out on my phone. Oh, chat with other volunteers, organize the area around me, ask the person in charge if there's anything else I can help with. Yeah, ask the person in charge if I can go home early, look for someone who seems busy. I never do volunteer work. I would never volunteer in a place with a lot of people. Yeah, I would just ask the person if there's anything else I could do. Makes sense. You suspect that someone you live with has been stealing money from you, either cash or using your credit card. How are you most likely to handle this? Casually mention that there's money gone missing and watch their reaction. Drop hints. Directly ask them. Confidently accuse them. Taking money from their wallet. Is that a trap or decoy? I like that, but no. Just move out. Watch my finances closely. See, that's a hard one because I don't think I would do any of these. Drop hints that I know they've been stealing from me. I wouldn't directly ask them because that's accusatory in itself. I think I would casually mention it. No, I think I would directly ask them. That's the one I'm most likely to do. You call in a favor from a friend, and they do it. Cool. But then afterwards, you learn that they really didn't want to. How would you most likely... Fine. They wanted to do it. They wouldn't have been much of a favor, would it? That's not very nice. It's not very healthy. That's a way to abuse your friends. Uninterested, they owe me a favor. Nope. Annoyed, if they had a problem, they should have told me. I would be a little annoyed. I don't want to make people do things that they don't want to do, but I'm also not forcing them. Embarrassed. Should I have been able to no. Resolved from now on. I'll check in before asking things. Awful. Thankful. They helped me by doing... Yeah, I would say thank you. I'd be like, thank you so much. Can I, like, take you out and do something you want to do on me? Okay. You're at an all-you-can-eat buffet that's been paid for by someone else. What are you most likely to do in this situation? Eat my freaking guts out, dude. Or eat my guts in, maybe? I don't know. Okay, eat as much as feels natural and comfortable. Eat as much as I can, literally. Eat as much as I want. And smuggle a little extra. I really don't like buffet quality food. I don't want to, but I eat a little bit to be polite. What the heck? Why would you go to the buffet? Couldn't really answer without knowing what kind of food it is. Nah. I'll just eat as much as feels good. It doesn't change how much they're paying, so I'm just going to eat. You have been sucked into a drawn-out argument with a family member. Yes, I have. And they are not letting it go. What is most likely the last thing that you're doing before you just walk away from them? Talking in a very measured, cold way? Yeah, probably. Pushing my family members. No, never get physical. Never. Have a full-on physical fight. No. Going virtually nonverbal, my demeanor would have changed noticeably. My family doesn't argue. Who's that for? Yelling or screaming. I would just get very cold and measured. People have told me that. They're like, I know when you're upset because the way that you talk is almost mechanical. There's precision to it. It cuts. I don't love that, but I like it better than screaming or punching, so. You have an art form that you love. Music, music, music. But you feel that it's too niche to do as a viable career. How would you most likely... What would you do with this art form? Master? I wouldn't master it. Master it if you love doing something that's worth exploring as fully as possible. Maybe. Practice it. There's no telling what skills my future ideas will require of me. Enjoy it. Yeah, I just enjoy it. I'm not here to master it. Yeah, just enjoy it. Drop it. Screw that. Like, if I can't master it, well, I don't want to do it. Like, bro, you're never going to master anything. Once you get to a level where you feel you've mastered it, you'll understand why. It's like conscientious knowing versus conscious unknowing or whatever it is. I don't know. Anyway, you're out with a friend in public and some jerk is directly harassing them. How are you most likely to react? Look around to see if there's any authority who can help out. I grab my friend and walk away with them, telling them to just ignore it. I accidentally spill something on the harasser. I make a big scene and hope the harasser backs off. I tell the harasser in a very clear term to leave my friend alone. Yeah. I do nothing. No, I would do something. I knock the harasser down. Nope. Shove the harasser. Nope. Physically get between them. Nope. But I tell them very clearly... Like, I warn them. Like, do I think could I take them? Is that... I don't think I could take, like, on average. Like, I don't fight. Why would I have any means to fight someone? I would just tell them very clearly that there will be consequences for their actions. And they can infer what those things are. You just moved to a new town and you don't really know anyone yet. How would you most likely go about making new friends? Yikes. I think that's a really difficult question. Meeting people in an event around a shared interest. Events based around cultural identity or subculture. I don't really have a cultural identity, unfortunately. Volunteering somewhere. Introduce myself to the neighbors. Leaning harder into my social life at school or work. At school and work when I moved here. Talking to strangers. Yeah, just shared interests. Meeting someone from a social app. I wouldn't actively try. Yeah, I would just meet people at a shared event, probably. You're leaving the grocery store on a busy day, and on your way out, you notice that an empty shopping cart is blocking an otherwise free parking space. What are you most likely to do? Push it out of the way onto a traffic island. I move it to the nearest shopping cart corral. Yeah. I wouldn't go get extra carts, but if this one's particularly, like, in the way, I would just move it there. I really don't think I would have noticed something like this. I leave my own shopping cart in the same space. Oh, yuck. I yell to an employee. No, I'd probably just move it. It doesn't take much of my time. I think good citizenship is, if you can shoulder it, do it. Okay, someone you live with is going through a bad breakup. God, that's my wife. What the hell? And you know about it because you can hear them in the other room, either having a loud and angry phone call or just yelling. Hard to tell. What are you most likely to respond with? Knock on their door the next time that they're yelling and tell them to keep it. Shut up. I am trying. I don't know what I'm trying to do, but I'm trying. I am. Wait until we bump into each other and ask them politely to keep it down. Ask them directly what's going on if they want to talk about it. Leave a note on their door letting them know that I'm here for them. I'd probably just ask them. I wouldn't block out the sound. Start playing music loudly. Nope. I would just ask them. Pretty forward about that. Mental health's important. Pickle glitter. Life, not wife. Keep down that jacket. I'm listening to my jazz. Oh, man. I'm betting Peter's going to be dual type. Ah, the duality of Peter. Such a handsome cue ball. Thanks, Roman. I appreciate that. I think it's nice. I don't know. Hard to say. Okay, you had an idea for an ambitious project that was exciting a month ago, but now you're realizing that you might have bitten off more than you can chew. What's most likely to happen next? I work hard and totally exhaust myself to finish the project so that it lives up to my expectations. I finish it quickly, doing good enough job that I can call it done and move on. I scale back the project so that it's more manageable. Yeah, scale it back. I'm not going to half-ass it. I'm going to think about stuff. Okay, thanks, Roman. Not a Pete type? No. Yeah, I'd probably scale back the project. I put the project on the back burner. No. Give myself a deadline to help me focus. I do like deadlines. They do help. I get some friends to help with the parts I'm struggling with. Drop the project. No, man, I'd scale it back. I'm going to see it through. It's not something, like, I'm going to give up on, I don't think. If I'm choosing to do it, it means it meant something to me at some point. It all depends on the situation. Okay. Are you a human or a Pokemon? I'm a human. Show me my human stuff first. Okay. Oh, okay, so I got grass first, which... Sure, fine. Not what I was hoping for, but... Grass are gentle, practical, easygoing, and generally helpful, but above all else, highly sensitive towards their surroundings. They're often low energy by default, but they get an exceptional amount of energy from the natural world around them. I like that. And tend to devote a lot of that energy to keeping themselves in a good physical space. Choose simple, modest life. Like taking it slow, generally prefer to let things go. Yeah, okay, I kind of vibe with that. Ice, though. Ice is funny. Ice primaries. So I'd be an ice fairy. Huh. Neat. Resourceful and creative like other ice types. Center. Blah, 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 blah. Yeah, okay. So I'm an ice fairy. Or grass, for some reason. Oh, yeah, grass is in there, too. Okay. Primary, normal, psychic. Yeah, no, definitely up there with the ice fairy or grass. Normal. What the hell? Nice! Well, that was fun. Yeah, definitely. I'm a Alolan Ninetales. Cool. All right, that was a good one. Anyone who's just joining us, it might be like a good time to pop in and see the quiz that we just did. It is the Pokédex Accurate Dual Type Pokemon Personality Type Test. It's a really long title, but what it does is it takes, like, across, like, Bulbapedia and Smogon and Cerebi and all those, it takes all the dex entries and it combines them into a personality type and then categorizes them. And it asks you 50 questions that give you a personality. Hey, Black Rabbit, also an Ice Fairy. Hell yeah. I got mono fighting, then grass, then normal. Interesting. Oh, cool. So many people are, like, done now. That's great. I feel like anyone who got, like I got almost 50%, like 50, basically 50-50 on my Ice Fairy. I feel like anyone who's, like lower on the totem pole is probably just a person who has a very diverse background of, like, interests and beliefs. Maybe mine are more, like, crystallized and, like, solid in one way. But I think in general, either way is good, right? If they can't place you, then that just means that you are an enigma. If they can place you, it means that you fall into a category, and maybe you like that, maybe you don't. You didn't see your abilities and stats. Wait, what do you... I can go back, right? No! Oh, recent results. Oh, thank God. Where are my abilities? How do I do abilities? Main menu. No, recent results. Type overview. I don't want the whole type overview. Then all the recent results. Results FAQs. So wait, hold on. How do I get my abilities and stuff? Oh, Pokédex results? Oh, hey, here we go. Okay. So, physical defense, low. Special defense, I'm pretty well rounded actually. Speed is low though. All right, well that's interesting. First ability, pickup. You may pick up an item used by an opponent, and also resourceful. Second ability, friend guard. Your presence reduces damage taken by allies. That's a beautiful one. Own tempo. You're prevented from being confused. Yeah, honestly, I feel like intimidate and confusion. Well, I do get confused, but intimidate. I don't think anyone really intimidates me because I know my rights and I know what I'm, like, capable of, and I don't put myself in situations where that's the case. Helpful. You have some quality or ability that allows you to be unusually helpful, giving, or supportive. Yeah, I'm really thankful to be in a position in my life where I can be that. Useful to humans. I like to think I'm useful to humans. So you're usually humans. You're a good worker, like a Dickersby. Thought he was a bouncer. Like a Sawsbuck. Sawsbuck's kind of cool. Cool-headed. You're either more clever than your average Pokemon, or you have some unique quality that allows you to stay calm under intense pressure. I think that's just living life long enough to gain the wisdom that comes with age. Okay, what else is up here? Oh, I can't. Okay, I can't click it. Nice. All right. Well, I am slow, which is unfortunate. But I actually think these are kind of good stats. I like this. Oh wait, can I print? I can save a screenshot, but I'm gonna snip. Okay. Yay! Okay, we're going to save that to downloads. All right. Yeah, I think I'm going to put that in. Probably going to toss that in the Discord. That's kind of fun. I'm a Trick Room Mon. Yeah, that's true. I should have Trick Room. That's awesome. So wait, what Pokemon is closest to my stats? Does it like, it doesn't really tell me that. What Pokemon is closest to these stats? Why do I feel like I'm like a slacking or something? Oh, Chansey maybe. Oh, I'd be quite happy to be Chansey. I have a 440 BST. Is that true? That's 200. Huh. Awfully low. Pretty low. I gotta evolve a little bit. Egg boy? I am Chansey. I am Egg boy. Alright, well, that's fun. Guys, this has been a lot of fun. I'm really enjoying doing this kind of stuff on a Saturday. Just, like, super chill. We don't have to, like, build anything. We don't have to play a game. It's just, we all just kind of, like, chill together and hang out. And that's really nice. I think I might keep doing this on Saturdays. Just a chill Saturday where I find something new and unique we can do as a group and, like, chat and all that stuff. I think Thursdays are probably going to largely be, like, building stuff. Or if I've got a game that I need to play, I'll do that. And Tuesdays are always going to be game day. It's just going to be playing Pocket Monsters, baby. Every kind of stream you've done so far, I've loved. Oh, thank you. But yeah, like this Thursday that went by, we got to do like a bracket. Let me see if I can find the bracket. Hold on. Is it still here? It is still here. Yeah, so we did this bracket. And I think that was like a really good time. And I think that's the kind of thing that I kind of want to do on Thursdays. So, yeah, that's kind of how we're gonna run things. Is we like do a bracket, or we do a build a quiz, or we do a etc., and then so it's gonna be games, building, chilling. Those will be the 3 streams, and hopefully when I go full time, I can do some more like day streams and stuff. Hey Peter, this is my first time commenting on a live stream ever. Wanted to say, oh cool, welcome. Wanted to say thank you for the laughs. Your videos and general banter crack me up a lot and really helped me after a long and tiring week. Honestly, Dionite, hell yeah. Thanks for coming in and saying that. Appreciate you being here. Gotta stay up late to finish a project with love for new streams on Saturdays to keep me company. Cool. Yeah, well, we're going to keep doing that. Saturday is a guarantee. I'll be here for a Saturday stream. Call him Bob the way he building. Okay. Peter, what is the video for tomorrow? Is it a quiz? Family Feud comes out tomorrow. We have a new Family Feud with some new folks. Well, not new folks, but folks who have never done a Family Feud before. Okay, so on Thursday, is that when I should try putting in my finish this lyric idea? Yes, absolutely, Pinky. That is 100% what you should do. Raging Bee, baby. Raging Bee. Hell yeah. Well, look, guys, this has been delightful. I'm going to call it here. I'm going to go downstairs. I'm going to eat some butter chicken. I'm going to hang out with my wife and my dog. I've had a delightful afternoon with you all. Thank you. Take care. Brush your hair for me. And Twitch, we're going to raid. That's what we're going to do. I don't know who we're going to raid. We're going to find out. It's got to be someone. Bloody's on. We've got... I just heard a crack. Could have been my
Just
knees,
found
but...
the channel 2 weeks ago. Can't stop watching. Really digging the humor and positive vibes. Keep it up, guys.
Hell yeah. Thank you, Wicked Albel. I appreciate you. Okay, so I apologize. Anyone who's just coming in, I apologize that I'm leaving. However, we just had a really good time, and I'm generally starting around like 1 EST, 1:30 EST on Saturdays, and I'll go for like 2 to 3 hours generally. So that, we've also got Tuesdays and Thursdays, but having said all that, we're going to raid Pika Spray because they're playing Purity Forest with 386 Pokemon, which kind of looks sort of cool. So let's do it. As always, make good decisions, and I will catch you guys on the next one. I hope that you had fun. I hope this was a good use of your afternoon. It's, yeah, great to do this with such a positive group. All right, raid now, raid now, raid now. Whee!